The fuck? Okay, testing out stuff. Figuring out what the hell happened. Apparently restarting my PC helped, which is weird. Well, hello, everybody. Can't even play Starfield, and I'm sad. Ah. Hello, everybody. My name is Unruly Man, and I hope you guys are all having a swell time doing all good things. Yes, of course. So, Starfield. My God. If there wasn't enough controversy over this game, over the most mundane and most stupidest things I've ever seen online. But in an effort to not join the hate bait, yeah. An effort to not be a part of all these people talking mad shit about Starfield. How should I start this? Fuck if I know, man. Shit. I don't even know what I'm doing. No, I do know what I'm doing. However, I do fucking hate how this game is getting so much hate. Like, it's content in itself. Let me see, can I record stuff and stream at the same time? Is it like that? Is that okay? OBS. Can I do that? Let me know. Let me see. Working on it. Record stuff and stream at the same time? Is it like that? Is that okay? OBS. Can I do that? Let me know. Record stuff and stream at the same time? Is it like that? Interesting. Why does it create two files? That's weird. Oh, MKV file. Got it. Okay, let me verify something real quick. I was one of the unfair judges. I'll be the first to admit, so I want to hear your take. Starfield is really good. Like, it opens up verbatim, almost like Skyrim in a way. It's a lot better. You know, you get walked through. You're introduced to a world, you know, where you wake up in a cabin or like in a wagon, whatever. It's low key, kind of like that opening from Skyrim. Hold on, I need to record this. So to start over, I would say Starfield is like the best of both worlds. It's like they combined Skyrim with Fallout 4, and they took the horrendous storytelling and made it a lot better, in my opinion. Because it's weird. Like my video suggested, like the first time I streamed it, I fucking hated it. I thought this is the most boringest thing I ever played. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, and I was just speeding through content and just not enjoying it. However, playing it off stream and like redoing it all from the very beginning with like new filtered eyes or whatever, you know, it was a much better experience. I wasn't taking it seriously, you know. I was just like playing the fucking game and just enjoying the game, and it felt like I was playing Skyrim again. It was weird. But there's one video in particular that like I wanted to talk about, actually, that I was watching at work because I can't buy this game right now. I've just been watching like Starfield videos, and fuck, man, the controversy surrounding this game makes no sense. Like, there is just non-stop bullshit hate. Even Moist Critical, like his intro, I was like, I feel like these guys just like see a game and they have to just like get their dick hard right away, otherwise it's a boring game. Like, it has to like literally like pull you from the game and like pull your dick out and just like, you know, and like go crazy. But like, games nowadays aren't like that, and everybody's like, oh, here we go, here's the video. Fuck, dude, like, it's the fact that my only gripe really is the fact that you can't take mods off guns like you could in Fallout 4. That's about it. Yeah, it's like I was expecting it to suck, so I had to say it did. Bethesda's on a strange pedestal. Yeah, because honestly, the Starfield trailer videos, it did not do the game justice. When I saw those trailers, those release videos, the premiere dates, I fucking was like saying to myself, like, this looks boring. I don't like it. And it's mostly because I just don't like space games. No Man's Sky, I put about, let me check. Here, let me, where's desktop capture? Okay. So, wait. Let me put that down. Okay. So, like, let me see. No Man's Sky, for example. Oh, shit. Is it demoing stuff? No. For me, I don't really like space games, personally. But even saying that, though, you're talking to a guy who put 359 hours into Fallout 4. I only put 1 minute into Fallout 3, mostly because I played that game more on PS3 than PC. Yeah, Fallout New Vegas, same thing. I played these two games on PS3, and I just bought them out of pure necessity on Steam. But where is Skyrim? I mean, everybody knows my history with Skyrim. Steam is not even going to be correct. It's not even going to be a correct outlook. I mean, fuck. Where the fuck? Where is No Man's Sky? No Man's Sky. There we go. Space games. Yeah, see, I only put 173 hours into No Man's Sky, and this is like, I got to the point where I found out where that alien thing is. And I enjoyed No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was cool. However, the novelty of it for me, especially, it wore off really quick, and I realized I don't like space games. Space games aren't my deal. But Starfield though it's weird. It has the best of both worlds. It's like if you want base building, it's there for you. If you want to explore stuff, it is there for you. However, if you want a more streamlined experience where you just chart a planet and then just teleport to it, it has that for you. You have that option. And I feel like they did the best thing for the best of both worlds. For a lot of people who don't have a lot of time, you know, you can just beam to it. It's really simple. And I like that for it. Because, like, again, you have the choice of the two. You can be that dude who goes out to explore stuff, or you can be the guy that just like I just want to get there. I don't want to go through all like the whole journey of getting there. You know, I would say Starfield masters that so well. Like fast traveling, fucking, I love it. And when people talk shit about loading screens too, it's like it's a Bethesda game. I don't know what you expected. Knowing or having to play past any of the past Bethesda games, that should be a thing. Knowing at this point, like the fact that people bring up like, oh, it's we're in like the 22nd century or whatever the fuck, and you know games need to be so fast and no loading screens possible. And it's like you're insane. You're crazy. There's one video in particular that really got me thinking that honestly I think the hate surrounding this game make no sense, and we're gonna watch it and I'm gonna react to it because this particular video really got my opinions going, and only having 12 hours of gameplay in Starfield like really made this, I don't know, this video really pissed me off. I don't know. So let's watch this real quick. All right. All right.
For the last week since its release, I've played between 18 to 20 hours of the latest Bethesda RPG, Xbox and PC exclusive Starfield, having completed the main story, and I must say, this game is the most underwhelming release of the year. This game is tedious, and when I say tedious, I mean that it's inherently annoying to play.
I will agree to some extent. Again, this is for the people that want to explore stuff, that want to go through the very, like, they want to experience all the little small things along the journey to get to planets and get to stuff. I agree. It is kind of tedious just to find the planet and then chart it and then just go straight to it. That is kind of tedious, going through different menus. But that's going like through the UI. The UI is also very tedious. I don't like it, but there are mods to fix that. But I'm trying to I don't want to use the mods defense, because you should not have to count on someone else outside of the game dev to fix this game, to make this game more enjoyable, I guess, or something like that. And yeah, this guy comes out swinging. He hates this game, and there's some points that made me think, like, why did you even bother playing this game, knowing what he knows? Let's continue.
The biggest problem with Starfield is that it's outdated. From the art direction to the starship offerings to the sheer size of the game, Starfield has everything it needs to be the next big blockbuster AAA release from the world's most successful gaming.
I don't know how you can look at this screen right now, look at this world right now. This is 1080p. Look, I don't know how you can look at this and call this outdated. That's insanity. You can see the whole building. You can see the whole space when he's out more. You know, you can see all the stars warping. You can destroy shit, the particles and shit. You have your ship here. You got this shit. I mean, this is a small mini game, sure, whatever. But the fuck, you know, you got this going on. Like, I don't. That's. We're so spoiled when it comes to games. Like everything being so beautiful, everything has to be 4K. Everything has to be super shaders, a million gigabytes of shaders and loaded instantly, SSD. You know, like this is insane. Not every game needs to be Elden Ring. Not every game needs to be an Ubisoft fucking fluff puff game. All right.
From Elder Scrolls to Fallout, and now this at simple fundamentals that continues big blockbuster AAA release from the world's most successful gaming publisher, yet it fails at simple fundamentals that continue to plague every single Bethesda RPG. From Elder Scrolls to Fallout.
Okay, this is funny. He says this. Fundamentals that continue to play every single Bethesda
from
RPG.
Elder Scrolls to Fallout, and now this nonsense.
It's funny he says that. Because watch what he says later.
First of all, I am not a Bethesda RPG fan, and never really have been in the past. I don't like the Elder Scrolls games at all. They're not my thing, they don't appeal to me, and I don't care for them.
That makes no sense. If you played all those games and absolutely hated them, why are you forcing yourself to play this game? You already know, you preemptively already knew what you were stepping into. I don't get it. That's like saying I fucking hate Dark Souls and I'm playing Elden Ring and I fucking hate my experience. It's like, no shit. Stop right there. His opinion isn't validated. Well, no, we're gonna keep on watching, but it's like it's funny to me because all of these people who have made hate videos about Starfield have this thing in common. They already have their preset opinion before even going on about it. I hate Fallout and Skyrim. Time to play the richest version of both of these. Yeah, like
Fallout games, on the other hand, are interesting.
I think anyone who has played Fallout can woefully agree Fallout isn't that good in comparison to Skyrim. I'm pretty sure almost every single Bethesda fan can admit that. But however, Fallout has a very special heart in a lot of people's, especially New Vegas. I'm very certain most people can agree on that who love these games. Why even buy it if you hate all the RPGs? Exactly.
But they've never managed to really, truly hold my attention. And
continuing to further the point, why did you bother playing this Bethesda branded game after not liking the other Bethesda games?
I've covered more than my fair share of RPGs on this platform.
Like, is it pure out of is it out of pure necessity to make a video about it? Is it out of pure curiosity? Like, well, maybe it's something different. Or
from franchises such as
this game is so addicting when it comes to the side quest. Main story need help, but side quest is amazing. Dude, I already made a video about this, so I'm not gonna talk about it again. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Diablo, Witcher, Persona, Final Fantasy, Nier, Dark Souls.
You cannot compare this game to Diablo. I'm sorry. You can't. Diablo is nothing like this game. Witcher, I don't even know how you can, because in Witcher it's already a preset narrative. That's not really an RP. It's a role playing game, but it's like it's already a set narrative to the point where it's like you can't really change the world like you can in this game. And if that makes sense. I mean, you have choices where some people die, some people survive in the story. Aside from that, But I mean, there's already a preset narrative, and The Witcher by itself isn't a different breed, to be honest. Like, I haven't played Persona, I haven't played Final Fantasy, but Dark Souls, that's a whole different story. Like, pitting this game against Dark Souls, that's kind of hard because there's no story really to follow in Dark Souls. It's kind of just go around town, fight shit, get stronger. There is a story if you want it, but aside from that, it's not really focused. It's more or less just like, it's up to you if you want to follow it. You don't have to do shit.
Horizon, and then some. It's quite an extensive list.
Horizon is literally a one story follow beat. You cannot stray whatsoever from that path. Yeah.
Of RPGs that I've given constructive takes on, but Bethesda RPGs aren't my thing, and therefore I haven't covered them, mainly due to the same reason why I've put down Starfield just after completing the main story.
Just after completing the main story. Wait. It's not over yet.
In such a short period of time. The ridiculous choices.
This means that this man didn't do any of the side quests. He didn't do any of going to do Redline. He didn't do any of figuring out or finding that AI mission that I found. He didn't do any of this. Maybe learning how to upgrade your ship, or just go around killing more Crimson Fleet stuff. This guy just went straight for the story and then went balls deep and didn't do any of else. Like, you're denying yourself the entire experience of the game by doing this. Again, knowing what you know about the past Elder Scrolls games
that were made with this game with regards to the gameplay are simply astounding. This is especially when there are so many games like Starfield that offer better versions of what Starfield.
And here we go. He's going to say the same thing everybody is fucking saying.
Does. This includes games like The Outer Worlds, No Man's Sky, Chorus, and others that provide that authentic sci-fi trek through outer space and beyond in ways that Starfield.
Look, man, No Man's Sky, you have to read everything. Everybody's an alien. You have to read everything. There is no dialogue whatsoever. Or there is no spoken dialogue whatsoever. You have to go. I mean, yeah, sure, you can explore worlds, explore different universes. If you want to travel to the sun and go beam right into it, you can. If you want to travel all the way to the center of the fucking universe, you can. Go for it. It's going to take you almost a fucking week, but it can be done. Yeah, let me go play Outer Worlds, falls asleep. Yeah. I haven't played Outer Worlds, so I can't say anything about it. But as far as I know, Starfield lets you do things that these other games can't do. Look at Starfield and look at No Man's Sky. Can you honestly say you can do the same things you're doing in Starfield in No Man's Sky? Can you place a mine on somewhere? Just out of just pure curiosity. Just can you place a mine anywhere? And can it blow up somewhere and like everybody reacts to you or doing it? Can you put buckets on people's heads and steal their shit? In No Man's Sky? No. You can't. Is the gunplay even that interactive, or is it even that engaging in No Man's Sky? No, it's not. It's because No Man's Sky is its own game. It's its own genre of exploration, Minecraft in space. Literally. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. In Starfield, I got my Call of Duty in space. That's literally what it is. Like, and if I want a story, there's a story pretty much everywhere. And if I want base building, it's there for me. You don't have to do it, but it's there if I want it. And the fucking coolest thing, I can make a fucking starship. And I can literally make like a whole fleet. Like a huge fucking frigate if I wanted to. And No Man's Sky, provided with mods. If I wanted to, I could do that. That's fucking cool.
It simply doesn't match. In general, Bethesda made some serious critical mistakes with
this UI fucking sucks.
This game. The first is their gameplay engine. For God's sake, get rid of this fucking old ass engine.
See this? Okay. this comment here is controversial because, okay, Bethesda has stuck with this engine for a reason, and the reason is because the community that started with it, they have gone to this age. They have made Skyrim into a completely different game. If you look at the mods now, it doesn't even look like Skyrim anymore. It looks like DMC. How did that happen? But if they made Starfield without creation engine, I don't think that this game would be the popular as it is. It would not be as cool as it is. Like you would be taking out everybody's ability. You would be taking out everything that everybody learned from creation engine, and you would just be shooting yourself in the foot with the entire community that you built up from the very beginning. No. Angry Joe even said this when Fallout 4 came out. He reviewed it and he said the same exact thing. Get rid of the creation engine. It's like, no, don't do that. Please, for the love of God, Bethesda, never fucking get rid of it. Because you can always count on mods. You can always count on people to like make this game better. I mean, dude, there are people making campaign DLC levels, jam-packed content for Fallout 3 still. There are people making huge ass expansions worth for Skyrim. Even Morrowind still. Daggerfall as well. Like it's no, they should not get rid of this engine. This engine is a godsend. And the fact that they give it to everybody for free when the game's out for a bit so that everybody can just go wild on the game. I mean, low key, I'm pretty sure they do this just so they can headhunt any of the really good modders for their own studio, which is smart. Why would you bother getting a newly got out college student when you can get a modder who's been messing with your game for years? Perfect. It's a win-win for Bethesda. Like, stupid.
Use something that actually makes sense. Bethesda's creation engine, as it's named, was used to develop the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76. The new version of the engine, called Creation Engine 2, was used to develop Starfield. With the newer version of this engine, features such as global illumination in real time, along with advanced volumetric lighting, has been introduced. Basically, everything that has nothing to do with gameplay or animation. It's the same.
It makes the fucking game look pretty. Really pretty. You got and if you have a boss fucking graphics card, it makes it look fucking wallpaper worthy. Just in game by itself. No editing necessary.
Same fucking engine that's been used since Skyrim entered development in 2008. When you load a level in this game, the fucking frame rate just jumps all over the place.
This is probably because he's not playing on an SSD. I experienced this too. And the only time I experienced this is because I first played this game on my HDD. And I think everyone needs to take that into account when they're describing frame drops. Like you gotta release specs because you gotta get that fixed. Like taking out hate aside, let's figure out what's wrong with your PC, what you need to fix. Maybe you got old hardware, just get that shit done and then try it again. Cause I didn't see shit. I didn't experience a single frame drop. The only time I experienced anything was when the game was on my hard drive. Once I moved it over to my SSD, nothing. Didn't get a single drop. It was completely fine. And I was playing this for almost 12 hours. No, 12 hours and some change. And nothing. I could play it for hours.
And the game struggles to stabilize the frames. It's like playing a game that's trapped in 2007. There's loading screens all over the place whenever you do anything in this.
Yeah, there's loading screens when you go into a room. Yeah, because there's literally everything inside that fucking room is an item you can pick up or move. Or if you throw a grenade in there, everything, all the particles in the fucking room are going to move around. Because immersion. No shit. Okay? No shit.
This game. You want to enter your ship? There's a loading screen. You want to fast travel to another system? There's a loading screen. You want to enter an interior location? There's a loading screen.
This is all talk of just being spoiled from the games that we know of today. Like, we are so spoiled from these games nowadays that, because you have to understand, what was the last game? When was Fallout 76? This was like how many years ago? Let me check real quick. Fallout 76 was 2018. Damn. Holy shit. That's a lot. 2016 is when Fallout 76 came out. That's a long time. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Bethesda started on this game almost probably when that game released, just so they can get started on this game. I mean, well, we know that they were working on this game way before that, you know. So yeah, of course the technology is going to be a little late, I guess. But then again, loading screens into Bethesda game, that's not unheard of. Almost everybody knows that. Almost everybody's going to experience that. Everybody knows that going in. I'm pretty sure. Whatever.
You want to enter a planet's atmosphere and land? There's a loading screen there as well. This is one of the primary reasons why the experience became so mundane and aggravating in such a short period of time, and I nearly quit the game entirely after just 5 hours of investment. An overabundance of loading screens should not be an issue in a modern video game in 2023.
Loading screens are fine. Loading screens are completely fine. If you really don't like them, get a fucking extremely fast read and write speed SSD. If you hate it that much, get the fastest read write speed hard drive or SSD available, known demand. If you really fucking hate loading screens that much.
Yes, I've been playing this game on PC, and no, it's not a system issue.
It is. Low-key. Totally is.
Isn't a system issue, it's a Bethesda Studios issue. There should not be numerous loading screens out the ass in what's supposed to be a modern experience, regardless of what the platform of choice is.
Modern experience. Modern experience. I don't want a modern experience. in a Bethesda game especially. I don't think anyone wants a modern experience in any of these games.
The game not only contains an overabundance of loading screens, but it takes forever for the damn thing to simply boot up on launch. More so than...
Yeah, you get a fucking start screen. What game doesn't have a fucking start screen? Or you can just hit continue and then just beam right into the game. You don't even have to fucking sit through this. Every fucking game has logos at the very beginning of a game. Name me a game when you boot it up doesn't do this. Oh, it's because Starfield doesn't have music, so it gets you pumped to play it, you know? No. Every game has this. This is so dumb.
Any other game that I've played on PC, in fact. And it only gets worse from there. Whenever you want to jump from one planet to another, you have to not only select the system, you then have to hover this cursor over the planet, select the planet, then select that you want to fast travel there.
This is a skill issue. You literally can just go to the mission log, click on your mission, hit R, and it beams you right to the planet where you're supposed to go. And if you can't reach that planet, it tells you, hey, go to this whole system that's next to this, so you can get to this. So you do that. It literally beams you there. This is a skill issue. Like, you don't have to do this. There are easy way to do this within the game without the use of mods.
Then you sit through a loading screen. Then once you're in the system and your ship is sitting literally in front of the planet, you then have to select...
Yeah, because most likely there's going to be other ships that are going to be there that have to scan your ship, make sure you don't have any contraband, further involving you into the story and the lore of the game so that you can scan the planet maybe. I don't know. Like,
the planet again, choose the specific location where you want to go, and fast travel to it in order to land.
Again, this is a skill issue. You don't have to you don't have to do all this work. You can literally just hit map, click on the thing on the planet, and then it tells you, or it asks you, do you want to land here or do you want to scan the planet? You pick land. Boom, you're there. No space exploration necessary.
You can't just seamlessly land on the planet or take
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
off from a planet into outer space.
Yeah, you can't take off from a planet. Yeah, you can't. It's not like No Man's Sky. I agree with that. That kind of sucks. That kind of blows. But I'm pretty sure that can be added in post. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe Bethesda just said, you know what, fuck it. Why bother? You know?
In real time. Allow me to showcase how this is supposed to be done in a modern sci-fi game with multiple planets. There's a sci-fi game that's coming out next year that's doing what Starfield should have done when it comes to exploration. Let's take a quick look.
They hurry up a ship.
This game is not even out yet. Okay? This is Star Wars Outlaws. This game is not even out yet. This is an Ubisoft title. Okay? This is an Ubisoft title. Now, does anyone remember Watch Dogs? Does anyone remember the real-time shading, the real-time lighting, all that stuff when they first showed it off and it looked fucking phenomenal? Yeah. Does anyone remember that? And then it came out and it looked like completely different. It didn't have anything that what it came out with. Okay. Oh my god, I have so much to say about this, but let's continue.
Open ramp, and once inside, make a beeline for the cockpit, where ND5 waits in the co-pilot's seat.
We need to leave.
Yeah, no kidding.
SK sits in the pilot's chair. Options appear over the seat, controls, and navigation computer.
It's literally a cutscene of you getting off, of you getting in your ship, whatever.
The ship lifts off, coasting clear of the landing pad before accelerating in an upward trajectory into the cloud.
I guarantee you this is not real. I guarantee you this is not going to be in release. I fucking guarantee you that this whole entire section is going to be butchered on release. Watch. Just what? Or it's going to have some level of this, but it's not going to be this theatrical. It's not going to be this good looking. Okay?
Blue sky. The ship passes into a cloud, the thrusters glowing through the surrounding haze as the craft ascends.
Literally a widescreen. Okay? You're not seeing any particle effects like No Man's Sky. It's
The haze clears.
Yeah, this is so fucking great, dude. I would love to see this in Starfield.
As they leave the atmosphere, they arrive near disabled.
I just want to get to the other mission. I just want to continue. I'm already bored. I want to get to the other mission right away.
Ships and floating debris. Text reads, Toshara orbit, Toshara system.
Are we good?
Nothing on the sensors yet.
Sutkei's ship barrel rolls to the side to avoid a blast.
Let's jump!
Notice that there's no gameplay of her actually shooting these ships. Again, this game's probably super early. Okay, I want to give Star Wars Outlaws a benefit of the doubt because it's not out yet. But again, everyone I'm pretty sure has the same skepticalness as I do because it's an Ubisoft title, and we've been through this so many times. I mean, you can't say I'm a liar because I play fucking Division. Okay, I play Division like it's my career. So I know, and I played Watch Dogs and 2. Ads.
Stars stretch into streaks of light as the ship makes the jump to hyperspace. It emerges near an asteroid field above a gray planet. Akiva orbit, Akiva system.
We made it.
Text.
Another thing about this game, Star Wars Outlaws, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Far Cry. Like, it's just, you travel to a planet has encampments. Probably less than 12, okay? And it's just a small fraction of the planet. I'm pretty fucking... I'm gonna make a prediction, okay? Every planet is going to have its own city, or like its own main city, okay, that you go and explore. Or even, not even that. You're probably going to have only 5 planets. Probably. If not, maybe more. But I would say 5 is probably safe. And each planet has its own city. And then around it, there's going to be outposts to some degree. And you have to capture them a la like Far Cry. And that's the gameplay loop. However, I'm more interested in Star Wars Outlaws because it has Metal Gear Solid sneaking mechanics. I'm more interested in this game because it has that. Purely because of that. Purely because of the Metal Gear Solid aspect of it, I'm interested. Other than that, I'm pretty sure this game's going to be like Far Cry in space with a very strong story and negative. Which is cool. Which is very cool, you know. But yeah. Small prediction, 5 planets at least, and it's going to be a outpost takeover.
Next appears. Quest completed.
That was gameplay footage from the upcoming Star Wars Outlaw.
I wouldn't call that gameplay footage. I would call that a pre-rendered trailer. We don't know. Ubisoft lies. Ubisoft is a well-known liar. is a habitual fucking liar.
It's a simple concept. You're on a planet, you enter your ship, you take flight off the planet into outer space.
It's roughly the same, just minus the atmosphere going in and out. That's pretty much it. You get a cutscene getting in your ship. If anything, the cutscene's longer because you have to, it actually has to lift off.
You enter the atmosphere of another planet, and you land in real time with 0 loading.
I don't think that's real time. That's not real time. It's only real time if you start seeing other planets, or it's only real time if you start seeing people attacking you while you're trying to get out of atmosphere.
Screens. How is it possible that Bethesda Game Studios screwed up such an important aspect of immersion is beyond basic comprehension?
It's because they know their audience. They know their audience that all they care about is just, I want to shoot things in space, and I want a somewhat decent story where I am this all-powerful being, and I want to do stuff and create stuff. That's pretty much it. They know their audience that well. That's why.
But it gets worse from there. Whenever you're interacting with any NPC in this game, it becomes evident just how repetitive and once again outdated Starfield truly is.
Yeah, I agree. But you're never going to get Baldur's Gate motion capture level of detailed dialogue from a Bethesda game. It's not possible. Probably through modding. Yeah, sure. But why would you? Why? Because everyone, I'm pretty sure like you're gonna skip almost half this shit anyway. You're just there just to go in there and shoot shit, fuck shit up, and get the fuck out.
The same close-up camera angle is used 24/7, and there's not much emoting that takes place from the character that you're talking to, regardless of who they are. So despite the fact that some of the writing is interesting,
that's just fucking funny. It's not even bad. It's just funny.
Ultimately is ruined thanks to laziness on the developer's part. If you compare a simple dialogue sequence in Baldur's Gate 3 to...
You cannot relate this game to Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 had massive amounts of player input. They had this game on early access for years. And they had people pay them to test the game for them. And constantly give them advice and tell them their experiences. Larian did something smart. They were able to get a constant feedback loop from their players, thus by making it better. Added with everything that they were going to bring to the game.
Any NPC interaction in Starfield, it's night and day which game does them better.
It's night and day because it's a completely fucking different game.
Baldur's Gate 3 uses different camera angles. It engages the player with a diverse set of dialogue options that's not simply asking the characters you're talking to simple questions. It has the dice roll mechanic for expanded dialogue options, which opens up new
You're never gonna see a Bethesda game with dice roll mechanics, and I fucking hope not. Jesus Christ.
paths in the story. Starfield has none of this. It only has a system where you can influence NPC behavior based on choices of what you can say, but it's very limited in its implementation, meaning it's not available in every conversation. But wait, it gets worse. Starfield was marketed to be a more grounded, realistic take on a sci-fi futuristic setting, and it does deliver that, but if you compare this style of science fiction to what the Mass Effect trilogy accomplished more than a decade ago, Starfield completely fails in comparison.
I would say not really touching the main story at all in my playthrough, or not getting the chance to before my shit crashed and fucked up everything. I can say that Mass Effect had a lot better of a built up. Like, you didn't know what was going on. And where am I going with this? You are thrown into a world where it's already established that everybody's has their own colonies going on, where this game is just purely humans, you know. That's kind of weird too about Starfield. There's no aliens as far as I can tell, which I'm pretty sure there are aliens later on in the story, but there's no aliens really around the world. But I feel like if they did that though, it would be a little weird. Like Argonians in space or some shit. I don't know.
There are no sentient alien races in this game. Virtually every character is a human. This takes away from the creativity and intrigue of the lore that exists in Starfield.
There's always DLC. There's always DLC.
By default.
And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure, just based on word of mouth from my friend who plays this game, there is mention of an alien race within this game, but you just don't know.
And it beckons the question of whether or not this should have been a video game, or if this story was better suited to be a film instead. I personally don't care about any of the characters that have
I fucking love this part. You become a fucking space cop. This is so fucking cool.
been introduced during my time with this game, and this is the primary reason as to why. And it gets worse still thanks to locking requirements for the side missions. Certain missions can't be accessed until you unlock a certain skill in the skill trees, of which there are several. I got locked.
I will agree. It's really weird that Starfield implemented where you can't sneak. You don't have the sneaking ability right off the bat. Or you can't pickpocket right away. You have to unlock that first. And the use of the jetpack, you have to unlock that. That's probably due to the fact that they're trying to pad out your levels. Because, I mean, it is really fast to level up in this game.
Locked out of assessing a mission because I didn't have a skill that pertains to controlling a spacecraft's thrusters. It's absurd to the extreme.
Why does your thing even disappear?
What thing?
Or like your objective marker?
I don't know. I thought this was supposed to open.
Is your game bugged out?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on.
Bummer.
It's gotta be bugged out.
Just save the game and reload. Works in Baldur's Gate.
'Cause I know their games can be buggy as shit sometimes.
Well, this is supposed to be like the one that has the least amount of bugs. That's another reason why I've never really cared for Bethesda as far as their RPG games go.
Every game has bugs, even Elden Ring. Like, every game has bugs. No game is absent from bugs. I'm sorry. We don't live in a perfect world.
I'll play Doom or like The Evil Within all day, but if it's something that Bethesda made themselves, you know that shit's fucking.
Yeah,
See, that's exactly what happened.
that's crazy.
Dude, I experienced this almost 50%, almost 90% of the time on Baldur's Gate 3, which is high praise of being the best game ever. But you don't hear me bitching about it. Like, I'm not bitching about it right now, but it's like, I'm just saying, like, this is prevalent in every game. Okay, just save the game and reload it. Easy.
Mark 18 flight simulation chamber.
You took out less than fucking 5 minutes out of your life to fix that. Jesus Christ.
Yet, currently in orbit around a high-detail recreation of a remote world. When you're ready to begin, please take a seat in the pilot's chair.
Upgraded piloting skill required to fly this ship. Are you fucking serious? What sort of bullshit is this, dude? What?
This is a skill issue.
I'm trying to bring up the fucking menu. It won't even let me bring up the fucking menu. What the hell is going on, dude? It's a
Shit, you probably need
simulation.
an Xbox controller.
It's like, just breathe. You know? Just breathe. All right, relax. Go back and save. Find out what's going on.
I'm using the DualSense for this. Oh, now you let me bring up the fucking skills menu. Stupid ass game.
Because you're in a mission objective. That's why.
Where's the fucking...
Damn.
Now utilize ship's thrusters. What? So I have to get this upgrade right here in order to continue this mission.
How do you view what level he is?
That's crazy. It's a training simulator.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Then you have Pitfalls with the combat system, which clearly was designed as a first-person shooter first. The two third-person perspectives have...
Yeah, I agree. But this has been a known thing in all the Bethesda games. Third person has always been a last resort. It's never been their main go-to because they know almost all their player base plays their game in first person view. Even Skyrim. There are times when you play in third person, yeah, but I would say Skyrim had the better third person. But that's only melee. Everything's melee in that game, besides the arrows or bow and arrows.
have very wonky and unprecise control mechanics.
If every game developer looked at Division, okay, as a baseline for third person gameplay, I feel like the world would be a better place. I'm gonna bring this mechanic up again. Aiming down sights and pressing shift to switch shoulders is fucking great. It's such a good mechanic that I think every single fucking third person shooter should implement. That should be a baseline to have. If you're making a third person game, it has to have that. Shoulder switching, and it has to be shift or button you can map. Like, it's so seamless and easy and perfect. Like,
Which is a shame because I prefer to play a game like this in third person given the sheer scale of the game itself. And the third person options in Starfield clearly was an afterthought.
third person's always been an afterthought. I haven't found a single Bethesda game other than Skyrim of having a decent third person.
Just another promoting talking point that could be used to insert in one of the marketing trailers for this mess. The camera doesn't always give you the best camera angle when you're playing through an...
Again, this is amended by the exact thing I was talking about. Allow the player to switch shoulders with a with the button. Like, allow that. If you're making a game, allow that, please.
Interior location. And to make matters even more egregious, the enemy AI is stuck on stupid with each combat encounter that exists throughout the entire experience, failing to give the player a proper challenge outside of the damage sponge OP health pools. The same goes for the starship fights, which only become marginally fun after you've spent hours investing skill.
Yeah, NPCs are traveling around. It's only because of the fact that almost every room has stuff that you can pick up or stuff you can move. Like, you have access to almost every single item in a single room. Do you have that in Elden Ring? Do you have that in any of these other games? No. There are things moving because when you throw a grenade in there, I expect that room to get stuff flying around. I expect stuff to be flying around if I throw a grenade in there. As it should be.
Points into ship upgrades. And why is it exactly that Bethesda gives the Fallout VATS-like targeting system to the interstellar ship combat?
Because this is not Fallout. I agree. Yeah, they probably should have added VAT. If anything, VATS is probably a thing in the skill tree that I don't know about yet. But again, this is not Fallout. That is Fallout's identity, the VAT system. So putting that in a different game wouldn't make sense.
But neglected to do the same when you're on planet facing human enemies. Did they just forget to implement the mechanic into the actual combat system that you're spending most of your time engaging in? Perhaps. In fact, if you compare the ship combat in Starfield with that of the EA Star Wars games, especially
This game is purely space combat. That's it. It's literally just Call of Duty spaceships. That's it.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2... purely multiplayer.
Starfield's starship combat fails by comparison on every level. Now, with all that I've mentioned thus far, I was willing to roll with the game and continue playing, but the final straw came with the terrible inventory system, which is beyond fucked.
I agree. The inventory system fucking sucks. It blows. A mod fixes it, but the fact it's not in the game by itself sucks. It's pretty stupid. I wish they learned that from Skyrim, and they should have just took what they had in Fallout 4 and implement that. That was a much better experience because you could see the highlight of what you're doing and what you're adding to your character and the stats and stuff like that. This game doesn't have that.
Starfield has an inventory system similar to other Bethesda games like Fallout, where you can pick up virtually anything you want, including junk that you don't need, where you can keep and store these items at will. With me, I want to collect as many weapons as I can so I can sell them off and make a profit. The problem is that they put a limit on how many items you can collect.
No shit. Again, he has played the other games.
Before you become quote-unquote encumbered, meaning that you're carrying too many items and therefore there's too much weight.
This is not Doom, okay? You're not gonna be able to carry the entire fucking universe. It's not gonna be like Baldur's Gate where you walk around in a fucking chest and you steal everything and you put send to camp right away instead of having to carry it all. This is a completely different game. It's man.
That you're dragging around, which directly affects gameplay.
You're a living fucking human being that has a weight limit.
If you're past your weight limit, you can barely move around the environment without your oxygen meter depleting, eventually leading to damage.
And what's great about this game is that they kind of low-key solved it. You can still run. I mean, you're going to take damage. It's not a lot of damage, but you can still run. In Skyrim, you have to walk. Not even walk, it's slow walk. Not even slow walk, it's a slower walk. It's tiptoe based on how much weight you had. If they put that in, that would have sucked. Instead, you can still run. You can still do that. I mean, if you carry like the whole, almost your entire spaceship's worth of fucking ship parts Yeah. You're gonna slow walk everywhere, but
Take. This is a problem if you're in the middle of a combat encounter. I can't stand garbage tacked on weight limitations in any RPG. And despite the fact that there is a
almost every RPG has this mechanic, besides Elden Ring. Almost, I mean, even Horizon has it. Almost every game that I can think of in RPGs have that mechanic to some extent.
skill in the game that allows you to increase weight limitations in Starfield. The fact of the matter is that there shouldn't be a skill pertaining to this issue to begin with.
It's called freedom. Freedom. They don't expect you to, like, have a whole fucking Doom inventory and just go insanity, you know? Where it's like, oh man, I have all this. I don't have to worry about this boss. I have 3,000 fucking medkits. I don't have to worry about this encounter. I have 3 different fucking versions of the same gun that's for this occasion, you know? No.
It's unnecessary, and it does nothing but turn the game into an inventory management simulator to where the player spends more time in menus than they actually do playing the game.
Dude, you need to play Division 2. You need to play Division 2 and then realize what really is an inventory simulator game. You want to experience what real inventory hell is? Play Division 2. Play it for at least 2 hours. You'll know what I'm talking about. 90% of that game is inventory management.
The game. Combine that with a defective map system that
I would much more have this inventory in Division than Division's inventory system.
doesn't show you the actual terrain of any given area you're traveling through, and Starfield simply becomes a game that's not only outdated, but it's a complete chore to play. Yes, there are mods that will eventually be added to address some of these issues, along with other things like online interactive maps, but at that point, you're investing more time into the game than what it's worth. To expound, downloading mods is not a simple task. As someone who has great experience downloading and experimenting with different mods on PC, not all mods work for one, and for the ones that do, you can't simply just download a file and the shit works by default. Most mods work only with a mod manager. You have to download the manager.
Not true. You don't have to use a mod manager. You can install it right away into the game if you want to. If you're knowledgeable enough, you can just put it right in the file. You don't have to use a mod manager. Okay? That's a lie.
Manager that supports that specific game. Then you have to download whatever mods you want.
The mod manager is literally there for better organization of knowing what you have in your game. That's literally what a mod organizer is. Or a mod program like Vortex or Mod Organizer 2. It's literally just there just so that you know right off the bat what mods you have. If you knew what you were doing, you could just install the mod into the game files that's necessary and then be done with it. But mod organizers keep mods up to date. All right, it makes it more simpler for you. But you don't have to use a mod organizer.
Have been uploaded online. Then you have to go into the mod manager and individually activate the mods that you want active, and then you have to launch the game from the mod.
If you don't want to use a mod, find the mod and delete it from your game file. You don't have to use a mod organizer.
Manager, and maybe the changes that the mod is supposed to make will work. If the game you're playing doesn't support a mod manager, then you have to go into the game folder on your computer and manually.
Most all games support mod managers. Sometimes mod managers can't even put a file in the game because a lot of games don't even support modding.
Drag the downloaded mod into a specific folder to where the game will recognize it. Even with a mod manager, there are dozens of cases where you have to do that anyway. All the while doing all this is very time consuming and it takes up a great deal of space on your hard drive.
You made that choice. That is your decision. No one's making you to go and find these mods and download it just to make the game better. This is complete of your own volition.
Fuck that shit. I'm not doing any of that bullshit for this outdated mess that Bethesda has released to market.
You don't have to use mods for this games. This is a skill issue that you're experiencing with having to find planets and getting to the right system. This is a skill issue.
Now, the question remains, is Starfield a bad game? I personally don't think so. But it's not a game that's modern enough.
Something I can agree on.
Or engaging enough to continue investing a great deal of time into it past the...
Thank God this game is not modern enough. Thank God I don't have to pay real money for a real spaceship. Thank God I don't have to pay real money for anything like a weapon or whatever the hell. Any microtransactions. You know, if there's cool guns like that, or if I have an idea for a cool gun, I could just wait for a creation engine to come out and I can make said gun. Or better yet, if I have an idea for a companion, I can bring that to life through this game. I did that in Skyrim, and it was fucking cool. You can create your own dialogue too. You can even add your own voice to your companion if you wanted to. Can any other game do that for you? No.
The main story. I wanted to like this game. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. Grew up with franchises like Star Wars. The theme for my intro and channel banner literally pertains to science fiction.
What's insane about this is that this is just Starfield's beginning. Starfield just started. We're not even in the cusp of like realizing what's going on. Like the level that Skyrim mods have, like how much there is over there compared to Fallout 4, this is just the beginning. We're gonna see something completely insane later on. And it's gonna be quick.
This is why I pressed through the main story, but eventually I had to call it for what it is.
You doomed yourself. You robbed yourself of an experience by going simply through the story and just trudging along and not doing the side quests. You nerfed yourself. Like you didn't want to experience anything else. You just wanted to go straight through the story and get that shit over with. Like I'm sorry for you, and I feel bad for you because you didn't get to experience the way of the game. You didn't get to experience the game the way it's meant to be played.
There are numerous reviews that state that this game gets better after 10 hours, which is...
That's not fucking true. And look, if a game takes 10 hours to get good, maybe you should just look at yourself and just think, maybe you don't like the game. Maybe this is just not your thing. Maybe. Just maybe.
It's a true statement. However, if it...
Also, why are people forcing themselves to do something they clearly do not want to do?
The game isn't good within the first 2 to 5 hours, then that game doesn't deserve any more of the player's attention. Period. For a game that was in the making for 2.5 decades, 25 years, Starfield falls completely flat. And it's very evident that Bethesda Game Studios does not know how to make any other type of RPG game. And they will continue to release the same RPG, the same game, regardless of what the franchise is, be it Fallout,
because the fan base has been the same for years. For that number of years, the fan base has been the same. The fan base, Bethesda knows their fan base, and they know what they want, and they give it to them. And the beginning of this video, you said you don't like these Elder Scrolls games. You don't like any of these games. You don't like any of these games besides Fallout 4. Maybe, just maybe, this is not your game. Just maybe.
Be it Elder Scrolls, be it Starfield, or whatever the case is, they're going to release the same game over and over and over again.
I just realized that there's an FPS counter of 60 FPS. That's not revealing for anything, but that tells me that like your system is a little outdated if you're still running this game in 60 FPS. Like, come on. Amp it up. Get 75 FPS at least or something. Like, thumbs up.
Simply because gaming journalists
Another reason why you're nerfing yourself with this game's experience.
and their audience allows them to.
Wish you had help getting things done.
I think that's it.
Same.
Maybe. Yeah, it is. Fuck, man. Yeah. This video like made me think like I think people need to stop forcing themselves to play something or do something they obviously do not want to do. And what the hell is a modern game nowadays? What they expect from a modern game nowadays is something a la... What's a good... for example, let's look at games I personally do not like. Okay? Modern game design. Let's see. Let's look at the most popular game to date. Top sellers. I'm doing the last Crimson Fleet mission. Oh shit. I guess like modern gaming, I would say it's like a really boring take on a story. Like Mortal Kombat, no. Mortal Kombat 1, I take that back. Mortal Kombat 1 doesn't fall along those lines. But like, a lot of these games nowadays have like this weird thing going on where it's just like, it's very modern. It's not trying too hard. It's just a really, it's not stagnant. It's just a really safe narrative, I guess. You know, they make games to be in a good in between, so that one, they can't get flack for anything. One, it includes everybody, or at least tries to include everybody. Or here we go. Division 2. Division 2 is exactly that. It's trying, corporate sheen all over the games. Yes, like Division 2, for example, it's trying super hard to include everybody. It's trying extremely hard to produce a narrative that doesn't make sense, but that tries extremely hard to include every single aspect of human nature. I feel like that's what modern gaming is. I don't know. I'm personally glad Starfield doesn't follow that, because god damn it, I want to buy this game, but I can't. I'm gonna have to wait. I played this game for 12 hours straight, and I lost all of that because Xbox Game Pass got my save file corrupted, and I deleted my entire Xbox sub just because of this game. This game made me delete my entire Xbox sub. So I'm gonna wait till my next couple paychecks and then buy it on Steam, and then retry it again. I loved this game. This game was amazing. Or at least of what I played, it was amazing. It's great. See, and then you have videos like this of like people like posting stuff like, so I gave Starfield a second chance. You know? And they take back everything bad they said about it. Yeah, but this video in particular, like, I don't know. Like, I did not agree with it. But I feel like a lot of these people that are saying things and experiencing things with the game of like just not enjoying it alternatively, I feel like it's because of that. It's that content creator filter. It's that content creator persona coming in, making you want to just get through the game and not really experience it, not really like involve yourself too much. You know, just jump in and just blow through everything. You know, not even taking the sights, not completely just look for all the negatives and then just glorify them. Don't take any of the positives. Just you know, just garbage. Like this game. Like this video. Only has 5 views. And this is not going to get any more because no one knows me. But yeah, I like this game. This game is, of what I played, it was amazing. I loved it. I want to play more, but I can't. Let's see, there's another one. Wow. Also, too, with like modern gaming has like a lot to do with like microtransactions and stuff like that. Like, thank God it doesn't have it. Which side should I pick? UC or Crimson Fleet? I'd pick UC. You get to be a space cop with UC. Let's see, there's another one. Oh yeah, here's modern gaming. This is a perfect example of modern gaming. Just purely inclusive. And no effort whatsoever into developing a properly good story. Just purely inclusiveness. No effort in making a good story and making it cohesive enough and interactive enough and engaging enough.
Another world premiere. This one is a European-made game about hope, love, friendship, robots.
Matter of fact, let's watch the trailer for it. I don't know what they were thinking with this. Whoever's developing this game. So this is Dustborn. This is developed by a company I know nothing about. And this is bad. Like, it's taking out the wokeness, taking out any of that shit that everybody talks about. This game, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's trying so hard to be something that no one wants to listen to.
In a world divided by disinformation, where danger lurks around every turn, a motley crew of misfits embark on a fateful road trip to discover their true power.
Please tell me you're done.
Oh, we're just getting started, dude.
Already? What is going on here? The animations are very lackluster. Her facial expression doesn't give me the impression that she's enjoying herself at all.
What is this music?
I believe the kids call it K-pop music.
Just K-pop.
Turn it down.
Leave my music alone. Shut the hell up.
So there's a mechanic of using bad words.
Words have power. They can give you strength. Ready for this? Stand still.
Like, this game reminds me of those really cheaply fucking made movie games they make. But they're making a movie game, a movie license game, based on... I don't even want to say it, like... This game's gonna be dead in the water. And what's crazy is that I'm pretty sure I would be offended of this game for the people that they're making this game for. I would probably be offended. This just looks terrible. No effort is put into this whatsoever of showing off the game or doing anything like that. This just looks so fucking boring. It's amazing companies still think concepts like these work. I say, you know what's funny is that everybody always says like, "Oh, this shit's so stupid. Why are they fucking doing it?" No, let them do it. Let them do it. Give them all the freedom to make these games. Give them all the power to you. Do it. Just do it. If you crash and burn, who cares? That's on you. Just everybody should halt their opinions and then just let them do it, because you don't have to make jokes about it. It's going to be a joke itself. It's going to do all the work for you. You don't have to say shit. You don't have to do anything. Me making this video is pointless because it's going to crash and burn on itself, and they're going to blame it on everybody else. But no, companies, go ahead, make stuff like this. Go ahead, just do it. Just make it. And then when you're losing money and you make a fucking sports game filled with fucking microtransactions and you get hate for that, don't come knocking.
Words can bring people together and tear them apart.
So words are power. Words are power. Saying fuck is bad. You know?
But if words hold so much power, he has no...
The dialogue sucks. No voice acting director was probably in studio telling them, like, I don't like the way you said that. You know, maybe put more umph in that. You know, like, I don't care if a company want to be woke, but if you just deliver to that only message instead of focusing on the game, yeah.
Respect for you.
She's right.
The question is, what do you have to say?
Little to no gameplay, and these characters just don't look appealing. Like, but here's the thing: this game's not made for me, and I'm not ever gonna play this game. So that's fine. But it just doesn't look appealing. It doesn't look fun. like when you make a game, your main thing should be, it's like, I want to make a game that's going to be fun, you know, not this.
I think we can all agree that my trailer voice was better than yours.
Little to no effort. Little to no effort. PC Borderlands. It's not even gonna be Borderlands. It's not even gonna be close. It does not look fun. It looks like a chore. That looks like a chore. But that is what modern gaming is nowadays. It's just streamlined bullshit. Very safe narrative. Very non-explorative things going on in the world. It's just very, very... Horizon is a very good modern game. You know, it's very streamlined. Fucking it, dude. All right, we're on a roll here. What else should we react to? See, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody makes a video about this and then talks about it and talks shit about it, but it's like they should honestly just be more supportive and then just let these companies crash and burn. Let them do it. Let them fucking hurt themselves. Just let it happen. Don't stop trying to, like, I gave up trying to save Division 2. I care about it still, but I'm not gonna like make videos like this about Division 2. Like, it's, or maybe I am, who knows, depending on the feeling during the day or the feeling during that time. But like, everybody should have the same mindset where it's like, just let it happen. Just let it happen. They will hurt themselves in the process.
Instead of doing what you're doing, why don't you help my mom out? She needs someone tall.
Yes, Ethan.
She needs somebody taller.
We as gamers suck with talking with our wallets. That's very true. That is very true. Like, voting with our wallets, it should be a thing that's like, should be a constant factor in everybody. But the thing is, everybody's going to hate buy this game and then make videos about it. And it's going to make a ton of money, probably just off that alone. And then the game devs are probably going to use that as like, oh, look, our game did so well. When in actuality, it's just trollers who just bought the game out of pure, you know, making videos about it, making content about it. It's a very absurd cycle of a gamer, I guess. Not gamer, but of a YouTuber, I would say, of a content creator. It's a very weird cycle. Don't buy this game, but I bought this game along with millions of other content creators to do the same thing I'm doing. Where's the other one? There's another one that, like, got me. I think it's this
Now
one.
look, hate is a...
Okay. This is another one. I think this will be the last one for me. This one has gave me like strong opinions as well, and I just could not ignore it. So this is Skeletal. I don't know if anyone knows him. I recently found this guy. I was just like scrolling through Starfield games and topics on YouTube, and like this is another hate bait video about Starfield, and it's just insanity. Where the lengths people will go to just hate this fucking game.
Now look, hate is a strong word. I was originally just mildly disappointed in Starfield. I actually expected a lot of what we got at launch, but after reading takes online and my own comment section, anger started bubbling up until it reached the point of
I will agree, gamers are fucking insane. They will go to vast quantities of hate to go after somebody if they hate something they hate.
To please that one guy in my comment section, we're gonna go into how Starfield fails not only as a space sim, but even fails harder as a story
I mean, this video right now is proof of that.
Driven RPG, the thing that people insist it's meant to be. I'll be using my own as well as examples from others, so you can see this isn't just limited to...
To be honest, him doing this commentary with the mask on is pretty valiant. How he doesn't pass out over... This is a 12-minute video, but probably recording this is probably well over an hour. Fuck, dude, that's gotta suck. But whatever. That's your persona.
My experience with the game. Starting with graphics, there are moments where Starfield can be truly beautiful. As the right light hits the planets you are on and it shimmers across your weapons and the terrain you stand on. But this feeling is few and far between. Most of the time, you are taken out of the experience by poor textures, on objects, on rocks, on trees.
This is totally... what's the word? Again, this plays into being spoiled again. We're spoiled by games. It doesn't have to be fucking... It doesn't have to have fucking 4K level of fucking textures everywhere you go. It's not going to be fucking Witcher. It's not going to be Elden Ring. We're not going to get that with every fucking game.
Hell, even NPCs' faces as they walk by you, they look like they're made out of plastic. And only main characters you talk to get slightly better. But have you looked at your ship's cockpit interface? It's like a poorly drawn and painted texture that doesn't...
It's just there for immersion. That's it. It's literally there just for immersion.
Doesn't even move.
You can say the same thing in No Man's Sky. You can say the same thing in Elite Dangerous. You can say the same thing in Star Citizen. Can you fuck with every single bits and bobbles on the consoles in any of those games that I just mentioned? Probably a little bit in Elite Dangerous and a little bit in probably Star Citizen. Aside from that, no. It's all there just for complete immersion, and that's about it.
At all. Only the right side of the interface has another animation on top of it that moves slightly when you tilt your ship.
This is completely just nitpicky. I'm sorry. This is nitpicky. Like, it's unnecessary.
Speaking of characters,
every fucking game has something along those lines. It has something like that.
Yes, Starfield takes a classic Fallout approach of zooming in on the character you're talking to as they eerily deliver their dialogue with poor expressiveness.
I agree with that. I really wish that Bethesda did make dialogue cutscenes where like the camera moves around your character, like they kind of did in Fallout 4.
Sarah, UC always takes care of its own.
Oh, brother.
Because the non-breakable eye contact is very eerie. Very.
I'm serious about that recruitment offer, by the way. You just come talk to me when you're ready. UC is a good friend to have.
The voice work itself is...
But again, this could totally be done in post. We could easily get that in an update. No problem. Or better yet, a mod.
Decent, but after Baldur's Gate 3, it really...
Here we go. Another person relating this game to Baldur's Gate 3. That is a completely different game in and out.
Really hits home that no mocap work is done.
Holy shit, Toon's Cottage. How you be, dog?
To make the interactions feel better, and the camera work often takes you out of the experience rather than help you feel immersed in what's happening as it goes all over the place. Not to mention, characters walk or run away from you for no reason, get stuck in terrain, come into frame when...
That's just fucking funny.
They shouldn't be.
I can't... Bro, I literally can't move in my own ship.
I said thanks. Good job.
Good job. That's it?
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. That's pretty stupid.
Or Twister.
Nice to see you still kicking and love the Avatar. Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're doing good too.
Next in very scary ways.
That's just fucking funny, dude. I'm sorry. Stuff like this in the game is just fucking funny. Like this is that glitch with the giants in Skyrim, where your person just goes all the way up in the air. This is just fucking hilarious.
As they address you.
To be honest, I never expected this game to be a 100% complete game out of no bugs. But fucking A, it's hilarious. It's more so funny than it is like I fucking hate this.
This leads to conversations. Once again, I kind of wish I hadn't played Baldur's Gate 3.
But again, the fact that he's not thinking that, what I'm thinking, it just shows it's like you're just nitpicky. You're just nitpicking every fucking thing, every single fucking detail in the game. You just don't fucking hate. You hate this game. You hate it. You fucking hate it. That's it.
Before this game. In that game, every conversation, even with less important characters, has many choices for you. Choices that often have consequences, leading to different outcomes on subsequent playthroughs. And that is without taking into account the D&D style rolling you need to...
You cannot use that as a baseline for Starfield. I'm sorry. Not every fucking game is going to have RNG dice rolls, okay? Thank God every fucking game doesn't have that, or at least implement that in the future. Jesus Christ. That works for Baldur's Gate because that's what Baldur's Gate is. It's a fucking tabletop game. And yeah, it's a Bethesda game. It's almost required to have silly glitches like that. If anything, it's just fucking hilarious. Just get over yourself. Just enjoy yourself. Fucking A, dude.
Succeed or fail in order to do an action.
Bloody right. An honor to be chased by the Blade of Frontiers, but
In Starfield, you basically have the option of accepting, declining, or asking for a bit of money for what you're doing.
You're expecting some fucking level of like in-depth storyline narratives from this game when at the get-go almost every single fucking Bethesda game before this has implemented the same exact narrative almost, and you can stray from the beaten path, yes or no. That's pretty much it. Almost sounds like he doesn't play a variety of games. There's also a lot out there that's different, my man. Maybe try some of it. I'm pretty sure he has. The problem is that Baldur's Gate 3 has come out and it has given everybody this false ideology that everybody needs to follow this ideology when it comes to making a game. Like, no one can be different. Everybody needs to follow this path of complete. I'm sorry, that's impossible. No one can be complete of a game. You know, I would much rather it be like Starfield, if anything, because I don't want to pay for a ship. I don't want to use real money for a ship. I don't want to use real money for potentially a gun that I might want. That doesn't come with DLC, like an expansion. You know, I don't want to play those games. No thanks.
Followed by a bunch of options that just have to do with lore, again, delivered with no emotion.
And it's only there if you're looking for it. You don't have to do that. You can literally just be there for the story and then be done with it. That's it.
Or sense of importance.
That is the fucking great thing about these Bethesda games. You don't have to do any of this shit. It's not necessary for you. If it's there for the player, if he wants to do it and he wants to get the power-ups and he wants to get the skills going, it's there for that player if he wants to make that decision. Other than that, you don't have to do shit. You can go around the world and then just do whatever the fuck you want.
Because there isn't any. You feel...
Does any other game have that choice? No. No, it doesn't. Even BG3 isn't. The final arc is getting a lot of flack for not even being half as good as the beginning. Even so, what BG3 has done, it's quite remarkable. Dude, I beat Act 1 and 2, and I was like, okay, I need a break. I literally just played a full game already. I don't even want to touch Act 3 right now. I stopped. I'm at the city just before Baldur's Gate, and I don't want to touch it right now. I want to wait. Because, goddammit, Act 1 and 2 was a full game for me. I did everything possible I possibly could, and there's still more I'm missing. Still more I missed out on. And I'm probably going to make another character, and it's probably going to be my 17th fucking character playthrough of Act 1. Just to find different stuff that I didn't get. Fucking A.
That they're just wasting your time. The only difference is that
they're not wasting your time. You don't have to fucking do that. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, fuck.
The persuasion system, which can be pretty neat, but it happens very little, and only if you actually have the perk in order to do the persuasion.
You can still do this without the perk. You don't need it. If you want the perk, then work for it. Fucking A.
I just made it past your entire crew. You really want to try your luck again?
Dude, there are memes of this specific scene of a guy just throwing a nade and then it bonking the dude in the head. And it's fucking funny. You don't have to go through this. The game gives you that freedom.
Against me? That seems like a +5 difficulty.
They aren't? You sure? Can't believe this. There isn't any treasure? We've been trailing that old Constellation ship for nothing?
So like right now, I can tell he is fucking bored out of his fucking mind listening to this fucking Crimson Fleet dude talking his ass. He's bored. Then why? Why even bother? Just shoot them. Just fucking kill them. Just do it. Just blow them up. Just do it. You can. There's a barrel right there. Just take him out. You don't have to sit through this.
Let's talk about combat now.
Again, what other game gives you that decision besides Baldur's Gate?
Combat is pretty lackluster.
That's a fucking lie. I'm sorry, but nah. Combat's a fucking amazing in this game.
Feels clunky. Projectiles seem to have little to no impact until you...
You're fighting a level 30, and most likely you are too low level. I don't even know what level this guy is, but I'm pretty sure he is too low level. Because, goddamn it, and he's using the worst gun in the fucking game. That gun fucking sucks. It is the weakest gun. I think it's like, what, like 9 damage per bullet?
Actually push...
And the reload takes you like fucking 15 fucking minutes.
Back or defeat an enemy, not to mention both your own NPCs and the enemies glitch.
Again, this is just funny shit. This is nitpicky. This is just fucking funny. Every game is not going to be perfect.
All over the place, all the time.
And that, my friend, is how we do things on
that shit is fucking funny.
Is that right?
The guns themselves look good.
And I'm pretty sure Asmongold was thinking the same thing. Like, that shit's just fucking funny. I'm pretty sure he wasn't looking at this like, I fucking hate this game. This game's so glitchy. It's fucking not worth playing.
But the shooting experience and sound effects are pretty lackluster.
You're insane for making that comment. That the gunplay in this game is phenomenal. If you're expecting a Destiny level of gameplay, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you if that's your baseline for gunplay.
I can't believe I am saying this, but Fallout 4 did this better.
It's literally tit for tat like Fallout 4. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Including the fact that Fallout had the VAT system.
Again, the VAT system is Fallout 4's identity. It is Fallout's identity. Putting the VAT system in Starfield wouldn't make sense.
Which you could make.
That is a mechanic literally given. Or that's literally built from the Fallout series, from the Fallout universe. That's like saying let's put the VAT system in Skyrim. Why? That wouldn't make sense.
And used to make fight hilarious, where you exploded people's faces or other parts of.
You can do that in this game.
Their body, whereas Starfield has this system in its targeting for ship, and it's not.
This is not the VAT system. I'm sorry. I'm calling it right now. This is not the VAT system. Zooming into a ship and shooting it in slow motion, that's not the VAT system. The VAT system is like, it pauses the entire game, you choose a target, and the game does everything for you.
Very impressive. Speaking of ships, base combat is also very basic and has been done way better in other games. You want...
No. It's basic because your first ship, before you even customize it, is basic. It doesn't get really good until You I don't know, getting new guns, getting turrets on your ship that auto target everything. Get more weapons on your ship. Put as many fucking weapons as you want. You know, you could literally make a Star Wars battlecruiser. Have fun with that.
A good space combat, play Elite Dangerous.
No, oh my fucking god, don't do that to anyone else, dude. Don't make anyone play this game unless you really love to grind. Elite Dangerous, atmosphere, great. When you see an alien for the first time, it is fucking terrifying. Other than that, this game's space flight, it's a space sim. Of course. No shit. And look at the gameplay he's showing off right now. Does this tell you that this is amazing? He could have found better gameplay, maybe. I don't know. But oh man, look how long it took him to find that fucking ship, dude.
In Starfield, you will be just accelerating.
And then he went past the crosshair. Now he has to travel back. Oh my fucking god.
And rotating a little bit while you
really rotating. What did you just show me?
Fire some very basic weapons. They did introduce a somewhat interesting system where you can divert power to different systems on your ship as you need them, but outside of the hardest...
It's literally just a minigame there for the people just to have more immersion. And it's literally there so that people don't have to focus too much on it. Because, fucking A, if you had to focus on that, that would be fucking tedious.
Difficulty in the game, this system can be mostly ignored and it's not going to really impact your gameplay.
Exactly. It's there for the people that want that. If they don't want that, you don't have to pay any attention to that. However, if you want more firepower, it's there for you. Go ahead, have at it. If not, don't worry about it.
That brings us to space exploration.
You know, I think like a lot of gamers out there, we have dreamt of a game where we look to the skies and we can blast off into space where you could explore with complete freedom.
1,000 planets, sure. But can you even fly in them?
Yeah, you can. You can't physically fly to them. It's all cutscenes. But, yeah, you can.
Out of them or fly to them? The answer is no.
Why would you want to? Why would you want to? Serious question. Why would you want to? Like, why would you want to? What are you experiencing that is so vital for you to see that? What differently are you experiencing from a loading screen? What are you expecting to experience? I don't get it.
Oh, what do I mean? Warping to systems far beyond your reach makes sense. Most space sims have you do that. And I have nothing against fast travel when it is an option.
And I'm pretty sure Todd Howard had that mentality. Cause like, what do you do? I don't want to waste the player's time. I want the player to just play the fucking game, get in there and do it. Chart to a planet, go to your mission log, find where the mission needs to be, go to the planet, because it just takes you right there. You don't have to find it on the star map. It just takes you right to the planet you need to go to, and you can just go. You don't gotta do shit. Just press a button, and it points you there, and you say, do I want to teleport or not? That's it. Streamlined, dog. But if you want to explore planets, it's there for you. It's there. That mechanic is indeed there.
That brings convenience to the game, as somebody pointed out in the comments.
Again, convenience. You don't have to do that if you don't want to do that. But that convenience is there for people like me who have a full-time job and can't work and has to work almost every day. It doesn't have time. You know? It's up until now that I work weekends that I have the full week to myself. But before, yeah, I would appreciate a game like this, where I don't have to like waste 30 fucking minutes to travel to a fucking solar system, and then atmosphere break into and out of a planet. That would take way too long, dude. I would, if they do implement that, I would love the option to still have to just teleport and beam right to a planet, please. But Starfield did the best of both worlds here.
have trouble with is when that is the only option, which is the case for space travel in this game. When you get on your ship, sit down in the cockpit and take off, you go into a cutscene. You cannot maneuver on your own. Unlike games with No Man's Sky, you cannot fly.
Then go fucking play No Man's Sky.
Around the planet you're on. You can only run or fast travel around.
Yeah, it sucks. There's no vehicles. But the jetpack is completely fine. Once you learn that mechanic, that jetpack is amazing. Like you honestly don't need anything else. You really don't.
The planet. You cannot fly your ship into outer space. And yes,
you can fly your ship into outer space. What are you talking about?
know that in No Man's Sky you're technically doing a loading screen, but it's done in a manner where you feel.
See, everybody expects this. Everybody expects this from a game. Why? Holy shit, loading screens is not bad for you. You're losing nothing. Go take a piss. Go get some water. Jesus Christ. It's not the end of the fucking world. A loading screen will be just fine. Okay? What are you doing in No Man's Sky that you need to experience?
Feel immersed.
Watching this right now, what do you need to experience? What are you experiencing differently from just watching an image?
Where you feel like you're actually doing the flying and you're crossing the atmosphere, you're going into or outer space, you're going into orbit. But the way that they have built the experience in this game is completely different. In Starfield, it's just a cutscene that takes you to outer space. And once in space, you're limited to flying around the area you're in. If there are enemies or structures you can fly to nearby, you can approach them or have the feeling of approaching them, but you cannot actually make any meaningful distance to another planet. It's not even talking about invisible walls. The reality is you aren't actually flying to a place. The skybox around you is just pretending to have some movement as you stay in place. And of course, unlike the idiots on Twitter, I don't expect you to be able to fly and land on a...
The thing is, they do. They absolutely do. Gamers are stupid. I'm stupid. When it comes to stuff like this, yeah, I want to fly into the middle of the sun for no fucking reason. But, yeah, I would fucking do that. But I feel like it's just like, what's the point? Let's focus on the other mechanics of the game first, then do that. They could easily add this in post, yeah, sure, but I don't think they will. If anything, if anything, there's going to be a mod that fixes this. If anything, other than that, this game is the most streamlined thing. If that isn't your thing, maybe, just maybe, Starfield is not your jam. Just maybe.
A star or a gas planet, but you cannot even make...
Like, vote with your wallet. Get your money back. Stop playing. If it's truly... you just don't like it.
Distance towards one. You get no warnings on your systems, on your ship, or alarms that the star is damaging your shields or anything like that. Hell.
Why the hell would you want that? Why the fuck would you want the realism of Elite Dangerous? Why would you want the realism of Star Citizen? Why would you want that in this very casual game? Why on earth? It's as if we now expect games to be simply larger than life in outright impossible ways. Yeah, it's true. And it's games like Baldur's Gate, and I feel bad for Larian Studios because they just wanted to make the best game possible they wanted to make, but everyone's using it as a scapegoat. Everyone's using it like, oh, every fucking game needs to follow this. Every single fucking game needs to be exactly like this. The storytelling, amazing. Ugh! You know, big budget. Blah, 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 blah. But Larian Studios had no budget. They had the game in early access for years. Not every game needs to be a fucking 100% space sim. All right? I don't want to have to use my fucking VR headset to fully experience a space game. Okay? This is a very casual space game. Everyone knew this going in. Everyone that knows any Bethesda game probably knew that going in. And Bethesda does a really good job of when they're with their Elder Scrolls titles and with their Fallout titles, they know their audience. They know what they want. And they've done it with this game. And god damn it, I wish I could fucking buy the game and just play it right now rather than watching these videos. Because god fucking damn it, I miss that fucking game right now.
Why can't you crash your ship into a star and see the
You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
the destruction in an animation? That's not even there. And what's worse, again, no.
Why would you want that? Just why? You can scratch. You can crash it into asteroids. You can do that, but just
problem with an option to fast travel. But if you're in a planet yourself, which I showed in my last video, and you go to your star map, you choose another landing location in a different system and hit plot your course, you go into a black loading screen and you just appear on the other planet. Bypass.
That is the most streamlined experience ever. God damn it. Holy shit. I like that. I don't want to see the cutscene. Why do you want to see a Destiny level loading screen? Just take me there, Todd Howard. I don't want to go through the entire fucking cutscene. That's just maybe that's just my preference, you know. But what time are you saving by doing exactly what the game is right now? By what the game is doing right now, how much time are you saving just sticking with the story and doing the things you want to do in the game? Because, perfect example, okay? Baldur's Gate 3. If I want to do a quest, if I want to do a simple thing, a quest is probably going to take you at least 5 fucking hours. At least, if you want to get everything out of it. A single quest, okay? Depending on where it is, and depending on the choices you've made up until that point, it's probably going to take you a little till over, probably 12 hours. Maybe. Tops. 12 hours. But probably 5 hours most likely if you want to choose the really bad choices. You know? If you just want to get the mission over with, probably take you at least 5 hours. You work almost every day. Do you really want that from this game? Do you? These guys are YouTubers, so they have all fucking day to play the game and talk shit about the game every fucking day. But a regular fucking human being, would you really want to spend that time watching a fucking cutscene? That's probably going to take 15 extra minutes, 20 minutes, depending on your hardware.
Not only the exploration, which is fine, but it bypasses all cutscenes. It bypasses space travel entirely.
Good, fucking good. This game was made with me in mind, and I appreciate Todd Howard for it. This game was made with me in mind.
This means that ultimately Starfield is just like Fallout, and it's just that space is the coat of paint that is dressing the game, and it's not an actual theme that the game has. You can consider space as...
There are millions of fucking planets in the fucking game, and each and every single one of them have places you can explore and go to. Every single one of them has different caves and stuff like that. Each and every single one of them have their own aliens, have their own things going on. These rock monsters, these dragons, these lizards, whatever the fuck, these weird fucking bug things. Every single planet that I have seen has their own individual fucking habitat of monsters. What are you talking about?
Simply other zones near you that you're loading into, much like when you take a door in...
Fuck, I even heard that Halo Reach's planet is in the fucking game. Somewhere. As an Easter egg.
To another zone, and that to me is disappointing. And that leads us to planet exploration. You can land anywhere, that's true, and aside a handful of planets, most of them are procedurally generated. That is to be...
That's not true. A lot of them are, yeah. However, a lot of them are not. A lot of them are not procedurally generated. Because you go to them, because if you go to them and you make a base, your base is still going to be there, and everything around that base is still going to stay the same.
Expected, but what it leads to is vastly empty.
Because again, all of these planets have minerals, have stuff that you have to mine, stuff you have to capture for your ship upgrades, stuff like that. You could literally just like go around, like find a planet that has like this really cool lake, cityscape, whatever the fuck, and you can build your fucking base there. You know, like, and that lake you just found is gonna stay there.
planets, which is realistic, sure, from what we know of the universe at least so far. And it's similar to the experience that you had initially in No Man's Sky. But in a game about space exploration, you would hope to drop a little bit of the realism and go in favor of a game experience, the surreal, the weird, something cool, especially...
This game has that. What are you talking about? Stop doing the main storyline and then do a shit ton of side quests. You can become a fucking space cop.
When the realism doesn't apply to all areas of the game. You can only run around planets until you hit a wall and must
unlock the goddamn jump pack. Unlock it. Do some fucking work. Upgrade your fucking gun. Holy shit. If you're sticking with that gun, I feel sorry for you. Holy shit. That is the worst gun in the game.
Go into another zone. You don't have any vehicles and can only...
That vehicle only goes 5 miles per hour. Probably less. If anything, it probably goes 3 miles an hour. You're better off running and using a jetpack in No Man's Sky. And that goes across all of the vehicles in No Man's Sky. Every single one of them are slow. If you put your teammate alongside you and using the fastest vehicle in the game, your teammate's gonna beat you. Every vehicle in No Man's Sky is slow. It's purely there for immersion and more inventory space and upgraded lasers. That's about it.
Jetpack around a bit. Almost every enemy you encounter is with space pirates that all look more or less the same, and they're...
No shit, they're a faction. Find me a game that does something different. Find me a game that has every single person that looks completely different if they're a part of a faction. Find me a game.
They're all human. In fact, every NPC you meet across the galaxy is human, which is rather odd. Again, is it realistic?
Because there's an allusion to an alien race. I'm pretty sure that was from the get-go. You're finding traces of an alien race.
Realistic? Maybe, but when it comes to space, you want to go for fun. Mass Effect did this better years ago.
Using the worst game to base this on.
You're the Pathfinder.
Holy shit. Thank God Starfield doesn't have this shitty looking fucking aliens. They could have done any other alien race in Mass Effect Andromeda. Instead, they chose the most ugliest fucking thing.
Some alien life forms you can meet in planets, yes, that you go to, but they're usually fauna that you can encounter and kill with a few variations. There's no conversations, nothing interesting that you can do with them. In this respect, once again...
Not true. Not true. You just haven't explored enough. You literally have not explored enough.
No Man's Sky did a better job of outfitting the worlds that you visit.
No. They didn't. No Man's Sky is No Man's Sky. How they do it is their own way. However, I'm glad Starfield does not do what No Man's Sky does, because I would like it if No Man's Sky stays the way it is, because that fits No Man's Sky. Reading constantly would suck in Starfield. Thank God. I don't have to constantly read dialogue.
At least with some flair so that it feels different. Well, how about the outpost building and
Dude, there are so many guns in this game. There are so many experiences you can experience in this game. My friend had a completely different experience from me, and we were streaming it simultaneously. We were experiencing very different things, and how we got to different story beats, like how I got to find out to be a space cop with the UC Federation, and then infiltrate the Crimson Elite Force. Whatever, he got there in a completely different way, you know. And his dialogue and how he did it, because of the way he's leveled up, he can experience it differently. What are you talking about?
Shipbuilding. The menus are expansive, and you have quite a few options.
You have to actually learn this. This is like an Excel sheet worth of like learning. You have to actually put in the time and actually learn this, because Starfield shipbuilding is really complicated. It's not easy at all.
Give them that. So in this
there are fucking memes about this.
Respect, it can be pretty nice. But here's the thing. For your spaceship, there is little purpose to customize it other than to add more offensive options for combat, because...
No shit! What else would you want to do? If you wanted to, You can make a Star Cruiser and have a full crew and have a full crew in space. You could literally make an entire base on your spaceship without even having to make a base on the planets. You could just keep it in space. What more would you want?
As we pointed out before, you don't really fly anywhere. So having more fuel, having like
fly anywhere? We fly different planets, man. What are you talking about?
More space for your crew is fine, but nothing else affects it because
I'm sorry, I don't want to make a base on a separate planet in a separate constellation in a separate universe that I have to beam to every fucking time just to access my research notes, access my mods, my mod table, access my fucking stuff, inventory spaces, whatever the fuck. Thank God I can just put it on my ship and make my ship my base. Thank God that choice is there.
Your fuel is just a gauge to tell you whether you can make that distance.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking fuel manage. I'm sorry, but I'm amongst whoever decided to make that a thing in this game. I don't want to fuel manage. Fuck that. No thanks.
As it will refill automatically, you don't have to worry about it because it's not really a.
Again, you're asking for a space sim from a game developer that doesn't make sims.
A space simulator, right? And as for outpost building, you require the materials to build it, which makes sense, but you're always encumbered. You must always pass your items across multiple characters and
Yeah, this is not Doom. This is not Doom. You're not going to be able to carry every fucking thing you can possibly can. Fucking A. You're Batman, essentially. Batman carries exactly what he needs to carry just to do a mission. And then goes back, loads out, goes back out, does another mission. That's literally every fucking Bethesda game. You cannot, I'm sorry, you can't go to a chest and right away beam it to your camp like you can in Baldur's Gate 3. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Goddamn.
and ship cargo to get it. And then the game is single player only without even co-op option, not even local co-op.
Yet, as far as we know.
Options. And since planets only offer a few materials to gather and nothing else but emptiness, what's the point of building a base in there to begin with? You
Because it's there for people that want it. Again, you don't have to fucking do it.
can't even share your experience.
Fallout 4 had that. It's that choice. It's there if you want materials, and it's fun to do. However, I had no initiative to make my own base, but I didn't have to. I didn't have to help the Minutemen. I didn't have to make a base for them, or you had to make a base for them, but essentially I didn't have to fucking interact with them. Thank God this game's not like that.
With somebody else unless you're a streamer. Menus and inventory management. Convoluted and terrible. I get that the game was made.
Dude, there is a friend of mine that has put hours in this game already and has made a base, and it's fucking looks sick. He's got this whole lake overview. He can see the sunset and shit. It's fucking gnarly.
Made with constant.
Again, it's there for those type of people that want that. If you don't want that, don't do it. You don't have to do it. It's not forced upon you. That's even the greater thing. It's not forced on you. You don't have to do it. Ever.
In mind, but once again, so was Baldur's Gate 3, and that game handles it rather well. Starfield has menus hidden within menus that...
Again, we're basing a game on Baldur's Gate 3. I'm so sick and tired of this.
Are not intuitive, and it's really rough to get used to and navigate. Hell,
it is a completely different game. How that game functions and everything else like that, it's not the same game. And the narrative in that game is completely fucking different. And it's a tabletop game, so no shit. Yeah, you can beam it to your camp and get rid of it. You can do barrelmancy. You know? Like... Fuck, man.
Oh, Fallout 4 had a better inventory.
I agree. Fallout 4 did have a better one.
Management. Something that I can't believe IGN of all places pointed out.
The combination of its disjointed space travel, non-existent maps, aggravating it.
Fuck IGN.
Inventory management.
A W take from IGN, a rare one. Most people, from what I've seen, resort to just throwing all their items on the floor of their ship like a hoarder in order to carry all that they need without worrying about inventory or weight, as it doesn't apply to the...
This is a skill issue. I'm sorry. This is a skill issue. Go upgrade your ship. Go upgrade the storage amount. Go do that. This is a skill issue. And remember, in your aid category, you have starship parts. Put that into your into your ship. Don't carry that around.
The interior of your ship.
For the longest fucking time, I was wondering, why is my weight always over encumbered? It's because the ship parts. The ship parts are in your aid category, not in the miscellaneous.
Could go on and on, but this video is long enough as it is, and I'm honestly nearing depression. So let's end with the classic defense. But Skeletal, mods will make it better, and it's...
No. Yeah. Modding will make the game better. However, that's not the way we should be going about this. We shouldn't count on modding to fix a game. I agree with that.
Great, Bethesda makes games that let that happen. And yeah, sure, modders are kind geniuses that can turn any game that allows them to do so into an eventual masterpiece.
And keep that in mind, this is only possible because of the engine that they make this game with. For everyone saying that the creation engine is terrible, these mods right here, you would never see. The people wouldn't even bother. Mark my words.
Because they add all kinds of quality of life systems and features that just make the experience better. But here's the problem in that logic. That's very akin to saying, here's the latest Lamborghini. It's all yours. But it has no engine, no steering wheel, tire.
But we do have an engine in Starfield. We have all that stuff. We have a great game here, as it is. Mods do indeed make it better. But you cannot disagree and say that Starfield doesn't have a good amount of sauce. Like, it has everything it needs. Holy shit. You're nitpicky, man.
Or an AC system that's properly wired, but it's quite a sale. I guarantee it, because you can take it to a garage and a great mechanic will be able to fix it and add what's missing over time. This wouldn't fly in any other industry but video games. Modders improving a game.
Starfield has so much content, dude. I don't even know where to begin. Holy shit.
Game is a user/consumer.
I didn't even touch the main storyline. I just did side quests because I wanted to do the whole level up to like almost max level, get super strong, then do the story and knock it out. You know, I'm that type of way. And because I did that, I got to go to get Redline, get a really kick-ass fucking shotgun that one-shot everything, and it was a semi-automatic. It was fucking great, and it had fireballs every now and then. You know? Fuck, man. Like, no other game has that. No other game has that level of freedom.
Solution, not a developer one. A game should not get praised ahead of time just because they allow for...
i.e., like Baldur's Gate. Actually, for example, once you complete everything in a map, you have to continue the main story. You have to. You can't keep on making bullshit quests because the game's not built that way. And also, the leveling structure is not the same in Baldur's Gate. We need to stop using Baldur's Gate as a scapegoat that see games can be better. Yeah, no shit, games can be better. But fucking A, not every fucking game needs to be a sim. Not every game needs to have that level of depth from Baldur's Gate 3. I want to casually play Starfield. I want to turn my brain off and have a good time and have a streamlined mechanics of just going to planets and just doing what I want to do.
For their own players to fix their game that they were unable to develop themselves. Modders get the praise, yes, not the developers for doing so. And so to end this rant, if you're enjoying the game in spite of all of this, more power to you. But by God, I'm gonna blow a gasket and vomit out of my eye socket if I see one more person defending poor game design. Yes, this is classic Bethesda, but that should be a point of critique, an observation that leads to improvement over time over the years, not a meme that just...
This is an improvement. This is a massive improvement. It's literally Fallout 4 in space. And you have different cities, planets to explore, aliens. Not humanoid aliens that talk to you, but like you kill different things. You don't fight just a simple Deathclaw, you know? You fight these scary fucking spider things that fucking come out of the ground and mind warp you. Like, that's terrifying. That's great. Fuck.
This gets a chuckle out of you as you continue to enjoy manure that's being fed to you. Yes, it's got better graphics than Fallout 4. Duh, Fallout 4 came out 8 years ago. That's a low bar to climb. And even then, that game delivered more immersion and story building.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Nope. Nope. Fallout 4 was extremely lackluster, and I think every gamer that has played Fallout 4 can say the same thing. It was not that good. Everyone collectively hated the ending. Everyone collectively thought it was very boring, very safe, and very short, extremely short. Fuck, man.
In some aspects that Starfield ever did. Again,
in comparison to Skyrim gave you more for your buck. You had dungeons to explore, and it was only just 5 different zones, and you have 2 different maps. Come on.
If you enjoyed this video, do all the YouTube things. I await your comments with bated breath. I'm sure they'll be lovely and have nothing controversial to say. Until next time, be safe. Try to stay alive.
Man, it's crazy to me. Complete cop-out compared to 3 in New Vegas. Yeah, see? You see what I mean? That was the game that everybody cared about. New Vegas. New Vegas was the game that everybody loved. And I remember nonstop comparisons between New Vegas and 4. Holy shit. The amount of story narrative that was compared to it. The amount of depth that Fallout New Vegas had compared to now Fallout 4. Because Fallout 4 was the newer game. But New Vegas did it way better. Every single game does not need to be a sim. I'm sorry. I appreciate the way Starfield is as it is. You have plenty of game here. You don't need anything more. You really don't. Mods are just going to make this experience that much more better. Other than that, you have a pretty good fucking game there. The 12 hours that I played, I fucking miss it so much that I want to fucking play it right now. But again, I can't fucking buy it yet. So, oh well. Fuck, man. I really wish I really wish that gamers could just vote with their wallets. If you don't like it, don't play it. Don't stop playing. Stop playing. Don't. If you don't like it, stop playing. Just stop. You're hurting yourself. You're doing more harm for yourself than anything else. But again, we're YouTubers. We're content creators. We got to make that money, dog. We got to make that YouTube content. You got to put out that hate shit. You got to. I fucking hate this game. I'm striving right now to defend this game because Starfield right now, if they listened to everybody right now, oh my god, this game would fucking suck. I'm sorry, but gamers have to be the most stupidest fucking thing on the planet. I am the most stupidest thing on the planet. Gamers, we as gamers, our opinions are very opinionated, and all of us are collectively in our own echo chambers. And thank God no one listens to me about making games, because fuck. The only thing I wish Starfield had is the ability to switch shoulders on command when you're playing in third person. That's about it. That's my only gripe with it. And co-op. That's about it, though. Starfield as it is great. I want to play some more. Fuck, man. What's another one?
Now look, hate is a strong...
See, and then he makes a video about No Man's Sky the very next time. God, dude. Okay, watched. You know, even Moist Critical, I didn't agree with his opinion either. God, dude, like this guy lost his fucking mind over the just pronouns alone. When that's literally in every game. Really? This is all the ones I watched? I think it was this one.
Pepperidge Farm.
No, but Flicazoid, this is a purely positive video, so I'm looking for the drama. Okay, so this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Here, watch. All right, so this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This is someone who had the very same experience that I had with Starfield. Let me see if I can find the right one.
Yep, that is right. You probably guessed this
One
was...
thing I haven't liked are the PC game passport. Considering if the Steam version might run better, and yeah, multiplayer section would have been great. Like a centralized PvP and open world PvE mode for the game. I love it on Xbox though. Just be careful. Just be careful with your save files. You know, just manually save and quit the game and then restart the game just to be safe. Because, yeah, if you go on Reddit and look up what happened to me, it's more prevalent on the console and the Game Pass side of Starfield. So just be wary. Just be wary. Fuck, man. I would hate that to happen in Reels. Yeah, way ahead of you. Good. But yeah, I don't know. A PvP centralized place in Starfield, I don't think that would work. Like, the guns are way too overpowered. You know? I mean, that would be cool to have a little fuck around session with your friends. You know, that'd be funny. But like, Starfield is never Bethesda games. Unless Starfield was built like Fallout 76. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. Thank God that this game's not developed like Fallout 76. Thank God, because I personally don't like PvP. I personally don't like PvE and I love PvE more than PvP. Definitely.
It's coming. Maybe not what I'm about to say, but at least this video, following up on my previous Starfield video. Yes, in this video...
Okay, nope. Not that hyped. Okay, here we go. It's that one. That's the one that I'm talking about. He had the same exact thing that happened to me, where it's like he saw the trailers, wasn't that hyped about it. I mean, I looked at the trailers.
Okay,
I didn't like it. I right away I was like turned off by it. Whoa, nutty. Thanks. Goddamn. But yeah, when I first saw the trailers, I had the same exact experience. I was like, this game looks boring. Starfield looks like it's gonna be lackluster. It's probably gonna be like Fallout 4. You know, very boring. You know, I'm gonna be bored within an hour or so. But Again, my first time streaming it, I fucking hated my experience. Playing it off stream after waiting a day, completely different experience with the game. It was so weird and surreal.
Off just yet. I know what you're thinking. I know you saw the title and you just want to hear what stupid opinion I have and the reason why I'm quote unquote not hyped for Starfield, but don't click off. The title doesn't mean what you think the title means, so just give me a second to explain myself. That aside, and now that I have your attention, let me explain to you what I mean by I am not hyped
I am
for
ready for
Starfield.
Modsport.
Now that's a loaded claim. I know a lot of people are hyped for Starfield, but honestly, that does not mean I'm not gonna play Starfield. That does not mean I don't think Starfield looks great. That does not mean I don't want to do anything with Starfield. That's not what I mean by not being hyped. I just mean that for some reason, I am not itching in my seat to play that game yet. And let me explain why. Now, I know most of you watching this video are clicking on it because you guys are hyped for Starfield and you want to hear what stupid thing I need to say of why I'm not. That's not going to happen here because you guys are all right in your reasons to be hyped. What I mean by not being hyped is I haven't been hyped. I haven't had that much interest in Starfield since it was announced. And I love Bethesda. Everyone who knows my channel should know that. I've talked about Bethesda. I've done Bethesda games. Skyrim is my favorite game. And the fact that Bethesda's releasing their own new IP, the first one in 25 years, is insane. And this game is a big deal. I'm not underestimating how big this game is going to be and how great this game is going to be. But for now, I'm just going to set this intro aside because I want to get right into this video. I don't want it to be too long. I'm not talking about a game I've played or a game I like. I just want to explain to you why I'm not that excited for Starfield.
Yeah.
So, first off, as I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with the game being the reason why I'm not hyped for it. But I remember when they announced Starfield, and I thought, cool, that's pretty awesome. At the time, I didn't understand the difference between publishing and developing, so to me, the games that Bethesda published, they also helped make. So around then, I didn't really understand the whole first new game in 25 years, but if anyone else is kind of confused on that, Bethesda has only developed 2 IPs for the past 25 years.
This is true.
And those are Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
Yep.
Those are the games that Bethesda has
even their main
all
game.
rights to.
They bought it off somebody.
When it was announced that they're bringing a new game in, they're having a new series, Starfield, everyone was excited. And sure, I was like, that's really cool, but at the time, I was so excited for the new Elder Scrolls game because we hadn't heard anything about that. And I was so excited about what they were going to do with Fallout because Todd Howard hadn't said Fallout 5, obviously, at that time. So no one really knew what they were going to do with those 2. And then they announced a new series into this. And I was focused on the other 2. So for 2 years, probably, I didn't even think about Starfield. I knew what it was, but I didn't look into it. I didn't watch videos of people talking about it. I could care less. And then the first gameplay footage was released. And to me, I was like, this is just No Man's Sky. This is a Bethesda version of No Man's Sky.
Not No Man's Sky. Stop saying that.
I just lost interest. I wasn't that interested. And I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why I am interested in some things. Some things are just a mystery to me, I guess. But I didn't care. That's the best way to put it. And I had a couple of friends who also loved the Bethesda games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim, and we would talk all the time about those games, and they would bring up Starfield, and I would tell them, you know, whatever it is whatever it is. And again, at the time, I didn't really understand publishing and developing differences, so I also thought maybe it was just going to be another Prey, not knowing that Arcane made Prey and not Bethesda. So I kind of just associated it to that and a No Man's Sky kind of game. And again, I didn't really care. It wasn't until...
I will say, yeah, this game's advertising was pretty shit. Like, you got the impression, like, yeah, this is going to be like No Man's Sky. This is going to be like Minecraft in space, potentially. But then again, if you had experience, again, with the past Bethesda games, You kind of knew what you were getting yourself into. You kind of knew that it was going to be a Skyrim game in space, essentially. So I agree and disagree at the same time.
Well, a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago, that the Starfield conversation was really picking up on the platforms that I was on.
Yep. This is when it started coming out that like everybody started. It was weird. It felt like everybody was getting self-aware about Bethesda all of a sudden. It was like, oh great, this is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna finally be able to play Skyrim in space or whatever the fuck, you know, have that same experience where you got Skyrim and you just played it all day, you know. But instead, we got this hate train going on.
Saw a lot more Starfield stuff. I read a lot more Starfield stuff, and it looked cool. And finally, we got a gameplay trailer of Starfield, and
Starfield is still arguably better than No Man's Sky. I agree. When they said procedurally generated planets, I kind of threw up in my mouth because I was like day one No Man's Sky player. Yeah. But they kind of low key lied about that though. The planets aren't actually procedure generated. I mean, they probably generate the very first time you step into a universe or whatever. But aside from that, if you make you can make a base on almost every planet you want, and as soon as you make a base, I'm pretty sure that planet is not changing whatsoever. Hell, if anything, I'm pretty sure different players are experiencing different planets. If that's the case.
I will say, it looks awesome. It looks like Cyberpunk mixed with Fallout 4 mixed with No Man's Sky. And I will play it. I will definitely play it when it comes out. And I will probably love playing it, but I'm just not that hyped for it. I have a lot of you telling me that you already pre-ordered it and you pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition and the most expensive one and you're so excited. And I'm like, good for you guys, because I bet you guys are going to be having a blast when you actually get it. But honestly, I have so many other games that I've been looking into that are coming out.
Yeah, that too. Almost everybody had like other games looking forward to. You had zero chance to really prepare for this game. And god damn it, shit. And I think I'm in trouble real quick. I'm making a phone call. Be right back, stream. All right. Let's get back to this. It's gonna be an argument later. I'm chomping at the butt for Liza P. Or are you? How is that game, by the way? The demo was hard. Oh shit. Is it just like Bloodborne? Okay, let's get back to it.
Soon that ranks so much higher than Starfield for me for some reason. I'll be honest, I pre-ordered Payday 3, and I didn't even think about pre-ordering Starfield. And I'm also thinking about pre-ordering some other games that are coming out. And if I have a list of games...
Okay, I think we kind of get the gist, okay? He has like this, you know, kind of the same blindness that I had, where it's like, this game's kind of like, you know, I don't know about Starfield. I don't know about it. All right, and then this thing happened.
I think that they went up. Whew! Wowee! Holy crap! So yeah, that is right. I'm actually high-key really upset with that video that I released last Friday. Not because I think the video was bad, not because the views are not what I would like, not because I have been stuck at the same sub count for the past 2 weeks. By the way, please hit that like and that sub button to get us past 600 and get this video flowing through the algorithm.
Sure, why not?
But no, I'm not upset because of those things. I'm rather upset with myself and the fact that I think the video I made was an all-out mistake. Now I know you could say, why don't you delete the video? Why don't you unlist the video? Because no, I posted that video, it's out there, those were my thoughts at the time. Now you could ask, why do I dislike that video so much? And why do I think it was such a mistake to make? There are quite a few things that I said in that video that I've actually fully changed my position on, along with all around missing so much that would have swayed my final decision on the game. With a game like this, you can't just give 10, 20 hours and give a verdict on it, in my opinion. You know, that's probably what I'm gonna do with Payday 3, let's say, because come on, it's not like a game that's gonna be packed full of hundreds of worlds and a Kool-Aid Jammer Jammed packed story. So I think I can get...
See, already improvement. He's already basing the game off other games that don't even come close to this game. That a lot of these other hate bait videos are doing. Like, right off the bat, already a better person to talk about this game. Already.
The gist of that game quite quickly. Starfield though? No. Within the first couple hours of playing after the video posted, I started finding new things and learning and experiencing actually engaging stories that aren't even the main storyline. But as I kept playing, I have to say, I've honestly fallen completely in love with this game. I really should have given it more time because I feel like the tabloid game reviewers that I despise so freaking much. I put almost no real time into the game, and I have a completely lackluster review off of only the first few hours. And
You see, the exact same thing that I experienced when I first streamed it. I was like, this game's it's not hooking me. I'm not getting it. You know, like it's really boring. Like, I did not like the story, did not like anything like that. But then that second time, different. I don't know what it is. Again, I think it's just because that streamer persona, that critic in you, like hates the thing for you, you know. And yeah, fuck, man, like when you turn that off, or when you find a way to turn that off, you just have a completely different experience. Maybe it's just it's that thing where it's like, depending on the day you had, or what you did during the day, can just change the entire outlook of it. It's weird. Death Stranding did that for me. Really? Death Stranding, huh? That's one game I probably have to give it a second chance to.
It was honestly, as I said, a mistake of a video. But I'm here to make things right. I'm here to say that Starfield is amazing.
and I want to bring up some of the things that I missed out on in the last video, and the things that really made me change my mind. I also want to say that even my fiance has fallen for the illustrious Starfield. She saw me playing and like your little brother on the couch asked if she could have a turn, and when she started playing, she played for hours. She played so much, in fact, that I ended up buying her her own copy so that I...
And you know what's funny is it's like this is coming from a person that's because he mentioned her fiance, his fiance. That's a person that probably doesn't know anything about the game. Doesn't know any details about the game. That just plays the game for what it is, as it's just a game. To them, probably just plays it just to play it. There's no outside interference, no outside opinions, and just playing it. I really need to learn how to do that, and then just play a game for what it is. And fuck, man, I think my life would be a lot more better that way.
I could keep playing. But with all that aside, let's get into why exactly I started to fall in love, and why I might take back that statement that Starfield could not possibly be my new obsession game, because I think I'm obsessed. I also want to say I'm going to leave out all of the things that I brought up in my last video. So if you see anything missing that you really enjoyed about the game, or even didn't like about the game, go check out that last video because it might be there. So the things I missed. I will say right off the bat that there is so much stuff to do in this game. Some right in your face, some so hidden that you would have to get arrested in a specific...
Yeah, there is a lot to do in this game. However, it's not like The Witcher 3 where I'm not overwhelmed, it's not so in your face where you can actually just do it one story at a time, or one mission at a time, one tick at a time, at your own pace. I felt like with Witcher 3, I had like this weird sense of like urgency that I had to get everything done, or I had to do all these things just to get anywhere in the game. Because it's a really hard game. It's not a game that you can casually play. You have to be smart how you play Witcher 3. But like this game, you don't really have to be that smart. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. It gives you that freedom of choice, and I like that a lot.
Specific city on a specific planet, and it all takes so long to experience everything. I'll just start off.
Yeah, it does. There is so much to do in this game. All these side quests have like something involved with the main story, like meeting the UC Alliance and becoming a space cop to either join the Crimson Raiders or killing them and taking them down forever.
With the amount of lore the game has, and I'm not talking about storylines or quests.
And I'm only saying that because that's all I know. For all I know, there's more completely different things you can do in the game.
I mean that Bethesda understood that they were making a whole new game, and so creating a whole new universe without any lore other than what we call our history. And they really knew that they had to fill that universe with reasons that the things are the way that they are. From how the Crimson Pirates came to be, or why no one lives on what is now a desolate and uninhabitable Earth. And with the absolutely lore-packed games in Bethesda's past, it would be expected that they would not let us down here. And let me just say, they really did not. In fact, I think that they went above and beyond. Some will get that's a reference to the game. But talking to even bartenders, you could learn something about the House of Varun and their mysterious serpent-praising ways. Or as always in...
See, I didn't know that. That's something I'm looking forward to now.
Bethesda games, find notes and stuff in the form of datapads and computers to expose letters and conversations that tell of hundreds of years of life in space. And I don't want to spoil...
And here's the beautiful thing about that. It's there for you if you want to do that. You don't have to do that, but it's there for you if you want that. Again, no other game does it where it's that seamless, It's a lot of these games you have to follow a certain path in order to get there. No, in this game you can just find it willy-nilly.
Feel any of the bigger story points, but definitely go join the UC Vanguard, and do not skip the Orientation Museum at the beginning of that questline. You'll learn so much about the game, starting from the
Well, fuck, I didn't know that shit.
Downfall of Earth, or the Xeno-warfare in Londinian, and even the separation of the UC creating two new sovereign nations, the Freestar and the House of Varun, both sporting their own weird behaviors and rules. But you will have to learn more about all of that yourselves.
And I know I said I wasn't talking about the story when I mentioned lore, but on the topic of story, there is so much to find throughout the galaxies. Like, I'm just gonna say, I'm already part of the UC military. I'm a senior operative of a whole company on Neon. I saved a mine on Mars from spacers. I stopped a scary old world xeno alien. And so much more. But I feel like if you're not busy building ships, decorating outposts, flying around, making food, meeting new people, blah 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 blah, and you just focused on the story alone, you would still have so much fun. But on to the stuff aside from the story and onto the topic of building and decorating. I want to say that there is so much stuff to build on so many sides, but I will start with the ships. At first, I looked at the shipbuilding for a little bit, and I looked at how many ships you could buy, but really, I didn't know how in-depth it goes. There are so many different parts to choose from, with so many different categories, and with all of those parts, they're all sold by companies. So you would have to go to those places with those companies to get those specific parts made by those specific companies, which you might say is inconvenient, but I say is realistic. And if you have such a problem only getting one...
Do you see what I'm saying right now? He is learning how to make a spaceship, and he's making this fucking thing huge, by the way. And you can do this. You have the freedom to do this. What other game allows you to do this? I don't get it. I don't get the hate behind this game.
Type of part in one place, go ahead and join up with the Crimson Pirates and take advantage of their sketchy full range market, also probably being able to find some modules to hide the illegal contraband that you're smuggling. And yes, there is some stuff that is illegal on some planets, but legal on others, and you will be scanned entering some planets to see if you have that contraband. Back to the
This is a dude that actually played the fucking game for what it is. That most content reviewers fail at.
Shipbuilding. I spent like 2 hours trying to figure it out, and honestly,
And here's the shitty part. This video, this guy by making this video is he's not gonna get most of the love that all these hate bait videos are getting, because being positive in the gaming space gets you nowhere. The only place to get higher and be amongst the great is you have to be negative. You have to be against something. You have to fight for something. You know, like, you have to be exclusively toxic or negative about something. That's in order to get big numbers, big whatever the fuck. But being positive, just being yourself and being positive about things, no one cares. Absolutely no one cares.
It is kind of annoying to figure out, but damn, once you get the hang of it and get that ship built, it is awesome getting to walk through it and observe your behemoth from the outside, and then getting to fly it through space. Still on the topic of building, but off the topic of ships, I love the outpost building, and once you figure out more about it...
See, there you go. See, that's there for him if he wants to experience that. Like, holy shit, he's actually playing the game.
It gets so much better. Sure, the rotate and placing is finicky, and there's a few little issues here and there, and I hope that they fix it with an update soon. And I know that I touched on this before, but I just did not really realize how much there was. I didn't know you could set up machines to get resources. You can set up landing pads. You can cycle through different variations of the buildings and the stuff and the decorations. And on the side of decorations, there's a good amount of things you can decorate with, like beds, sofas, and tables. And I also had no clue that you could research new stuff to build for your outpost,
that's fucking
unlocking
cool.
so much more. And onto the topic of research, researching lets you unlock new recipes.
Dude, this guy's making a full-fledged bathroom right now. Like, what the fuck? That's incredible.
Outfits, weapon mods, and it goes so in depth with a whole lot of stuff to research and unlock. Like cooking. I love games that let you cook, and I love games that have a...
Like, that wasn't like a complete HDTV level of like bathroom design right there. Did you not see that? Like,
amazing looking food. And Starfield does not disappoint, letting you craft so many different food and drink items, even chems and medications. You can even find recipes in the wild that let you learn even more.
That not enough, there are perks to learn even more food stuff. And honestly, all of the food and meds you can craft makes me think of the next thing I did not even think about when I was playing the first couple hours, which is the role-playing capabilities of the game. And that is crazy to me because I search for role-playing in most games, if not almost every single game I play. And I missed so much in Starfield. And honestly,
dude, you can miss so much in this game. And this is the thing. This is why every 10 minutes there's a loading screen, and when you enter corridors, it's because of this. There's almost everything in the room is interactable. You can move stuff. You throw a grenade in there, everything in that room is going to move around. Everything.
I might be all over the place with this one because there's so many things that make Starfield one of the best, if not the best, role-playing Bethesda game. Right off the bat.
See, like that. How the fuck are you supposed to know that that's something you can pick up? But you can. In most games, you would see that on a table and it's like, it's just there for aesthetics. That's about it. You know? But in this game, it's like there's just hidden stuff everywhere. That's worth a lot of fucking money too. Shit.
All of the food and all of the cooking. With all of that, there's buffs and effects that come with that tasty looking food. And there's even some illegal substances, as I've said. The illegal substances. See,
like that fucking Sarah Morgan just like fucking teleports right in front of him. Like, that's fucking terrifying. But it's funny, okay? It's not a bad thing. That's just fucking funny. Yeah, it's a glitch. Whatever. Every game's not perfect, but fuck, you know, like, you don't hear this guy complaining, you know?
Substances and smuggling also really helps the role-playing. I have found like illegal heretic writings, alien bioweapons, black market goods, and I stashed them all away in my house. My girlfriend found some drug even that's illegal on some planets and illegal on...
See, that too, dude. Look at that. Did you guys just see that? That shotgun actually acted like a shotgun. Can you do that in Fallout 4 in the starting levels? No, you can't. A shotgun is practically a pea shooter. This game treats shotguns like they're actually shotguns, and it's fucking amazing, and I love it for it.
Others. Another thing that I've recently...
It treats guns, except for that P91, it treats guns like they're actually guns.
Experienced that also just helps the immersion and role-playing is all of the sickness and actual damage that can be done to you. Like, I know that Bethesda have been putting sickness in for a long while, with people in Skyrim always telling you that you look sick and like a dog, but Starfield actually takes it a step further. Different planetary atmospheres have different conditions that come with them, whether it be sun damage, actually burning your skin, or a sandstorm actually damaging...
Yeah, you get like ailments, status effects. Yeah, that's pretty typical of most Bethesda games.
...your airways, and even certain hits to your body can cause dislocating and broken...
That shit is fucking annoying. I could never figure out how to fix that, but you gotta get an immobilizer. That's what it's called.
Bones. Then when these things happen, they don't just fade away after a couple of seconds, and it isn't just a label.
Yeah, you have to actually physically apply the correct medicine for your ailment. Otherwise, it's not simply get a med pack and you'll be done with it, you know.
Scare you into...
And I like that. There's actually a use to everything finally. You know, every single fucking medical device in this game has a use. Whereas like Fallout, it's like, stim, good to go, all right.
Healing. And you better not think that the average health kit can fix everything. You have to find the different meds you need, or craft them, or buy them, or just head over to a doctor and get yourself fixed up. I mean, come on, that adds a good level of immersion, and I totally could have seen Bethesda or any other company saying, you have a spacesuit, so you're fine to all the conditions. But they didn't. Then there's just the rest of the game, which you can just play out like you're living a life out in space. And really, the only thing that gets in the way is the constant fast traveling. But off of the topic of role-playing and immersion, I want to talk about a whole point in my last video that I want to take back completely. And that is that the creatures and aliens are basic and generic. I said that they all seem generic and all honestly not interesting, but After seeing more planets and fighting some actual freaking Xenos, I will say that they might be generic in design, but in my opinion, there are so many different types of aliens, both hostile.
You see, I'm not the only one who experienced this. Holy shit. There are many, many different aliens on different planets, and they're all not the same.
And neutral. Along with that, they have facts and a slight bit of lore behind them. I feel like this backs up the point that I needed to give the game more time to make decisions on some things because it would have taken hours.
And here's the thing, he probably experienced a completely different monster that I saw.
Matter what to find some of the creatures I've seen. And on top of that, there is still so many planets to see. And honestly, on to my last point that I didn't really have an issue with before, but it was just another one of those things that I missed.
Yeah, I agree. I wish like we had something like Garrus Vicarian, you know, something like that from like Mass Effect, like some kind of like mantis looking people. I don't know, you know, like that would have been cool. But I feel like this game was like a more or less like, damn, we really are alone in the universe. There really is no extra life out there, at least as far as we know, you know. But I'm pretty sure the game does allude to like an alien race is somewhere out there. We just know nothing about them. Either that or they just don't want to be found, you know. Which is a really good mysterious narrative to have in a game like this.
And didn't even think about. That is the amount of cities and villages in this game, which again is one of those things that I don't think I have even comprehended.
So like stuff like this, you see stuff like the serpent thing that's going on in the background. Fuck, for all you know, they're following an alien. You don't even know that though. That's up to you to find that out. But for all you know, there are aliens in this game. We just don't know that yet. No one has found it yet. But it's that level of mysteriousness. You don't know. Just like in real life, you don't know.
Ended yet. In Skyrim, there are like 15 cities, including smaller ones like Riverwood and Dragon's Bridge. In Fallout 3 and New Vegas, there was probably 5 or 10 or so, but don't quote me on that. And in Fallout 4, there was 2. Yes,
yep.
2.
You see, Fallout 4 is not the better game in comparison to Fallout New Vegas or its predecessors. Like, it's a much more linear game compared to those two. Much more.
Good Neighbor and Diamond City. I guess you could consider Vault 81, but that's like the only other thing that was a city or village in that game that wasn't just a small tiny settlement of settlers. But with Starfield, it's so good to be able to land on a planet after a good amount of playing and still end up seeing a new city or even small settlement. Some even having like sub-cities below and above the main ones. It is honestly crazy. Like thinking that there is one weapon dealer in the basement of the city that sits below the megatropolis on the one planet that shares the same star with 5 other planets. That is huge when you
I liked New Vegas, but I enjoyed Fallout 4. I see.
Actually think about it, and it takes a good amount of time to actually comprehend it, and that is
I will say I liked the gunplay in Fallout 4 more so than any of these games besides Starfield. That definitely majorly made that way better, but yeah, definitely Fallout 4's gameplay is what struck me and what kept me playing it.
Why I say I should have given this game more time. But honestly, before I get too hyped up and rant about more things that I probably ended up talking about already, I want to shift this video over and actually talk about a few more things that I've noticed on the negative side of things. So this is going to be a way shorter point of this video, as there is definitely not as many points here. But there were still some things.
Interesting. Very interesting, you said that.
Things that I've noticed on the negative side. The reason these things are shining so bright to me too is because of what I've been hearing on the interwebs about the same topics. Right to it. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about how this game barely has any bugs, and there is no issue when it comes to performance. That is
that's a lie. This game's filled with bugs.
Honestly not true. I even said in my last video that everything seemed pretty fine and dandy. But again, this is where the reviewer side of things come into play, and it really takes a while to notice all of the bugs. But from objects glitching out, to getting stuck, to people.
See, but that's just funny though. Like, I get it, it's a glitch and it's not supposed to be in a $70 fucking game, but it's funny. To me, it's funny. To me, this is hilarious. Like, I'm gonna just shoot him and then just be done with it. You know. To me, Starfield is more of a side quest game than main quest because the side quests are more lore. Oh, definitely, for sure.
People falling through floors, quest breaking. I've experienced my fair share of bugs already. And sure, some of them are funny, but when I have to reload 5 minutes of dialogue because the NPC I'm talking about suddenly decides they're busy, that's not fun. On top of
Yeah, I agree.
that, a lot of people are saying that the game has amazing performance and it runs.
No, I will agree with that too. This game does have some hiccups here and there. However, this is still your system matters. All right, your graphics card, your amount of RAM, the SSD that you're putting this game on, and you're not putting it on a hard drive. It matters. Okay, the read-write speed of your SSD matters for this game, and it will impact your gameplay experience with this game. And everyone needs to seriously remember their specs when playing this game and talking about the things they're experiencing, because this game is very different in how it interacts with your system, you know. And I, for one, can call that because I experienced that firsthand. So people got to take into account of other systems. It's definitely a very hardware centric game.
It's buttery smooth on PC, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. No matter what you're playing on, it's buttery smooth. But in reality, it runs shoddy on anything less than new. And my game has crashed to desktop quite a few times at random. So I'll say that I hate all the talk about how great and perfect the game runs, when in reality, just like any other Bethesda game, there's some glaring bugs. Though it is still the beginning of this infant's life, and I bet many fixes are to come. But I will say that I do agree with everyone saying this is one of the least buggiest and best performing Bethesda games, specifically. And that's something you cannot argue. This game runs better than Fallout 4 did, this game runs better than Skyrim did, and that's just a fact. Especially with the size of the game, the bugs are okay to me, in my opinion. Another thing that kind of upsets me is the bad PC performance was actually brought up by Toddy Boy, and his response was pretty much, buy a better PC, and you should not be upgrading for every new game. The PS4 and
I agree. I disagree with that. You should be taking that into account, because as hardware is developing, I mean, the fact that you buy any PC component, it's already obsolete the following year. You know, technology is constantly growing, and the technology for games is also constantly growing. So you should follow suit when it comes to that. I'm not saying get a fucking GTX fucking 4090. No, you know, but however, it may need to start. You may need to start, you know, taking that into account, because the world is moving fast, man, and the technology is getting better almost every fucking week. Less than that. And fuck, you know, we have to start thinking that way, kind of like when you experience a new game, when new stuff's coming out. If you're not taking in the time to work on your system at all, upgrade it as you go. You know, it's like a car. You know, you have to constantly buy new parts for your car. You know, and obviously you should treat the same thing with your PC. You got to buy new parts for your PC. It's expensive, and you're taking a hit by every time you're putting through that stress. But I mean, you know, that's on you.
An Xbox One had a lifespan of like 10 years. I think a 3 to 4, even 2, even my 1-year-old GPU should be able to handle it. And speaking of GPUs, I'm still confused why Bethesda did not put DLSS or even XeSS into the game, even though AMD said They were not stopping Bethesda and Microsoft, and it was fully their idea. But
it was, yeah, well, they were sponsored by AMD. So they had complete legal obligation. Not legal obligation, but they had complete obligation to make that for AMD. Plus the fact that most consoles nowadays are using AMD hardware. So that makes sense why DLSS wasn't made for this game on PC yet. It is coming, but that's probably the main reason why it wasn't there yet. PC may not get exclusives in terms of like games, but we do get exclusives in terms of systems within games. That's for sure.
At least AMD is in the clear on that, and they did not abuse that side of the partnership. But honestly, as I said, this is a smaller point, and I'm going to end the negativity there, because this video is about how great I actually realized Starfield is. And here we are, the end of this shorter but very much needed video. Honestly, I planned on releasing a Cyberpunk video today before Phantom Liberty comes out, talking about why I love this.
Dude, I don't even want to get started on that.
Story of that game so much. And maybe I'll turn it into a short vid, maybe not. But after the release,
there's the mission I've been talking about, the AI mission. There it is.
Of that last Starfield video and playing it some more, I knew I had to rectify my claims and really set how I feel about Starfield straight. And now that we're at the end of the video, I really quickly just want to add in some random little things. First, I will say that I have never played Star Citizen, but I have watched my fair share of gameplay on that Forever Alpha game. And
say it again, hold on.
And now that we're at the end of the video, I really quickly just want to add in some random little things. First, I will say that I have never played Star Citizen, but I have watched my fair share of gameplay on that Forever Alpha game. And I think that Starfield is the closest thing that we will...
No, it's not.
...ever get to a solo Star Citizen experience.
I guess, to an extent. However, Star Citizen is a sim, and you have to take that into account. Star Citizen is a spaceman's simulator, like 1-to-1, completely immersed into your cockpit and finding your way of life in space, like complete space simulator. It's nowhere near this game whatsoever. The amount of things that they're trying to do in Star Citizen, this doesn't even come close to Starfield. Starfield is very, very below that, and yeah.
As I don't think their solo version will ever come out. But who knows? The other funny thing I found out was that when Starfield was actually in the first stages of its works, PlayStation went to Bethesda and they made plans together to make Starfield a PlayStation exclusive. Microsoft was not having that though after PlayStation already got Ghostwire and
thank God that's the case.
Deathloop. So they ended up making that big old acquisition that everybody knows about. And that even spawned some needless court cases. But hey, that is all just speculation. There is no way to know for sure if that is why Bethesda was purchased.
I'm sorry, but Bethesda games notoriously run terrible on Sony products. My entire streaming career is proof of that.
By Microsoft. But it is something to think about. What if Starfield joined the Bethesda PlayStation exclusive roster? But honestly, that's about it for this video. I know it was shorter than the usual Friday video breakdown, but as I said before, this video just needed to happen. And I needed to speak out on how honestly disappointed I feel with that last video and why I'm quickly falling in love with Starfield. But if you have anything else to add, or as usual, any suggestions, don't forget to throw what you're thinking down in the comments below. And as usual, share this video around, hit that like, and never forget to subscribe to stay up to date and keep the videos pumping. And if you like this video and want to support more like this, go ahead and check out a membership to my channel or my Patreon now for music news, early releases on music, extra vids, a schedule for every video in the given month.
So yeah, like he had pretty much the same experience I had with this game, like kind of just like made first impressions bad. But churning off that whole persona and actually playing it out for what it is, like totally different experience. It was so weird. But yeah, this game has a lot to offer, man. Like, I still don't understand the hate behind this, the hate train behind this game. There's so much to do in this game, and you have the freedom to do that, and I don't know what more you could ask for, other than the fact that we are getting more and new content. Hell, if anything, we're gonna finally be able to customize Vasco and give him miniguns hands. I don't know. Have our own fucking mech. Maybe. Who knows? You know? These are things in the future that could possibly happen. But I am thankful personally that Starfield is not like a one-to-one space sim. Thank God. I like the much more casual experience. Fuck. Okay. All right, dudes. I think I've hunted down enough videos for today to react, make content about Starfield. I'm gonna take a slight break, eat some food, get off stream real quick. But we'll probably stream some more later. We'll stream some Division maybe, hopefully. But tomorrow, I think tomorrow is the day I won't be able to stream. But probably Tuesday most likely. Tuesday will be the day because Golden Bullet comes out, and that's gonna be fucking fun. So I'll catch you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll probably see you guys in a couple of hours. All right. Autobots, transform and roll on.